Bond University. We're straight into it. South Queensland v. And I'm going to throw you under the bus here. You've got the first bounce. You're going to rock and roll, mate.
So it's a brightly lit night, not so much under the lights, as Alex McKay handballs first transition for South Queensland. Can't quite clear the football. Bang goes the North Queensland player. Gives it too high to his South Queensland counterpart. And we go short inside the middle of the square. Mackay again for his second touch in less than a minute. Kicks it long inside. 50 goes towards his teammate who couldn't quite catch the mark, couldn't quite catch the player. Either as a ball, it's hot early in the piece here, Undy. Absolutely hot, mate. As it goes, South Queensland, it's all South Queensland as Wishnat drives it long back inside 50. They're jumping up under acceptances. There's not much calmness out there. There's a lot of ferocity. It's snapped on the left foot, and I reckon that might just about go out of bounds here, Undy.
That was Dennehy. That's the hottest start I think we've ever had to an OB, to a call in the history of AFL Queensland here tonight. But it is a fantastic occasion here at Bond University, FNQ, the South East Queensland. The Reds, the Blues. You can go with State of Origin if you like, but either way, we're in for a belter of a contest. Working his way, sucked it out of the pack, and South Queensland have got the first. Beautiful work, and that came off the boot there of Ned Lanyon.
Sensational goal. Ned Lanyon just hit it at absolute full 100% pressure there. Hit the pack beautifully on the right foot and gold. And we're only, of course, a minute 30 seconds into the game. It's 1-6 South Queensland leading in Q. No start. It's been all South early there, Undy.
Oh, it's important to get that centre clearance. And the reality is tonight, or even throughout the day, the scoring end has been to the right hand of your screen, just through a little bit of a light breeze. But I think that's just been the way the momentum has sort of gone for respective sides. We saw Tasmania kick a lot of goals to the left hand of your screen in the last quarter of the early game.
As goes back up, Reed with the hit out, can't quite take it. Comes down now to NQ. They drive it forward. It's a bit of a scrubby kick. It's a beautiful one-handed pick up by the NQ team, but beautiful smother too in turn by the SQ boys. Big tackle, bit ferocious. Lucky not to give away a free kick as it flicks around and pinballs around in the congestion there. North Queensland now with a couple of 1-2s inside 50. Great spoil by SQ. Now again on the right foot. It's a long shot. It's a good-looking shot from 45 and saved on the line. Now once again by SQ. Apologies for the player ID. We just can't see at this time of night on the famous Bond University ovals. It comes towards a operation here. We've got Jack Coughlin, beautiful little tackle there for SQ, and it gets bundled over the line as Dylan Reed, who is the main ruckman tonight for South Queensland, Undy.
Yeah, he's a quality asset for Cooperoo here in South Queensland. We know North Queensland are loaded with a lot of talent, led by coach Wes Glass. Just looking here for Joseph Ugle here in the midfield, number 21 here for North Queensland. He is an absolute jet from all reports. Rogers under siege, dribbling kick up towards halfback. Strong running here by South Queensland. Left foot check side, I should say. South Queensland do have the extra numbers around this contest, but they fumble the ball across halfback. Some clever work done through the middle of the ground now. Up through the corridor. Mark dropped there in the middle of the ground there. That was Billy Galpin. Umpire allows it to continue. Here's an opportunity. We're going to expect a high-octane level of footy. Right foot kick there from Dan Jackson inside the forward 50. Lovely spoil there from South Queensland. Strong in defence. 45 metres out from goal. And the stoppage is beckoning. The umpires say, yes, it does. And, oh, well, it is up to another level.
Absolutely, Andy. It's a frenetic opening 3.5 minutes, no doubt about it. And again, Undy, that this lovely Bond University, it is a little bit tricky with the training lights on tonight, trying to identify all the players, especially on that other side as it comes out onto the outer wing there. South Queensland in front, but plenty of North Queensland pressure in the blue. Of course, North Queensland wearing the navy blue jumpers as you're watching the screen. The red, blue and gold is the South Queensland jerseys. Famous for both these teams the last 10 years of clashes that they've had. Undy, it's been a really tight tussle with North Queensland leading 5-4 in the latest tranche of games over the last 9 years.
To level it up, isn't it?
Yes, it is. As it comes down now, again, all players over the ball. It's a good tackle. And rewarded this time is NQ. Again, I can't quite pick that player out, but it was a good tackle. he got rewarded under the new tackle laws nowadays, Unity, are a little bit more predictable, or so they say. Goes inside 50 and a strong mark.
Not taken.
Not taken.
Fumbled there at the last second there. I think that mark was dropped there by Nick Jackson. He's one of the players to watch from Labrador in the QFA Division 2. There's North Queensland looking to try and get their first goal. Free kick for a hold. So North Queensland will have the opportunity to draw their first blood.
Players played on. Umpire's going to bring it back. They tried to do a sneaky play on scenario there, Unity, as they so often do. And why wouldn't you, of course, if the umpire allowed it? But he says, you're going to have to come back, boys. It was just too much advantage on that occasion. I think it's your... No, it's not Ugle. It's number 16, Joel Mitchell. The boy from Mackay, I think, if I'm right there,
yep,
Unity. Of course, Joel Mitchell's kicked 39 goals this season up in the Mackay competition, leading the competition up there. And he'll be keen to get a score on the board early in this first quarter. As he kicks with the left, it looks pretty good. He walks away pretty content, but it's just across the face for just the minor behind, as it gets brought back in by South Queensland.
Yeah, 5 points of margin here at Bond University as part of Intrastate action. It's certainly a festival of football here in Queensland. Ball on the outer side, looking to hug that outer wing. It doesn't matter whether it's sunny or it's torrential rain or it's under lights. It's always hard at this ground to player ID on that outer side. We appreciate the work from our friends at Double Take, bringing you all the action right around the country. Up and under kick. Just went to 15. Option inside the forward 50. A lead has been laid. And a mark has been taken. And a goal could potentially be kicked. Danny Craven.
Absolutely, Undy. Great little kick. Great grab. The player that we're going to identify very shortly just held his ground beautifully. His North Queensland opponent went just underneath him, just held him out, plucked the hands up and took it at its highest height. And here's their second opportunity early in the first to get their second goal as the player runs in. The South Queensland's been a bright start from him. If they can put this 2 from 2, they'd love it, as it's kicked long and hard, straight through the middle. A great kick from that outer side, and did notice today, Undy, a lot of goals getting kicked from that far flank over there where there was a bit of a breeze happening, but the players could certainly do it. I don't know if you happen to have noticed that number there.
Lockie Davidson was the one that I registered, and
it looks
I was on the money.
Yeah, well done, mate. Well done.
So Play HQ, our friends who are doing the timekeeping there are all over it. So they're giving us the up to date. So, which is fantastic.
And so Lockie Davidson, probably the support backup ruck this evening to Dylan Reid. A real good 1-2 punch. Mainly plays in the ruck for Burleigh, his club in Division 2 in South Queensland. And doesn't go as forward all that often, but on that occasion, really paid his due there with a great grab and a great kick.
Rory Tarlington in the ruck for North Queensland now as Jurgel squeezes a kick off the outside of the boot. Good defensive work there from South Queensland. Fumble on the outer side at high half forward. There's Jurgel again, scouting around the packs. Again, the training lights, they're making it very hard, particularly for the South Queensland players, as the changes are coming in left, right and centre from both sides over the last few moments of time. Kick ricochets off towards the corridor now. Soccer attempt that could be up towards Matt Lee, who's the loose player at centre half forward. They've got a couple loose players, but North Queensland have other ideas. Lovely trap. Sensational trap there from Tim Higgins, but he couldn't quite capitalise it. And we'll see a stoppage.
Attacked the footy really well there, Tim Higgins. Under the bright lights, or not so bright lights of Bond, as the ball comes back now. Bang goes North. Can't quite clear it. It's really hot under the clinches, as you'd expect in the opening quarter of a once-a-year state clash such as this one, as it comes back into the middle of the ground. Grabbed nicely there by North Queensland. Left foot. Kicked up to Fitzroy Greenwall. He holds his feet beautifully. He's been in great form up in Cairns. He kicks it to his full forward. Can't quite take the mark there as they scrummage and battle for it. There's plenty of red and yellow jumpers, and it's cleared out of defence nicely out to the half-back flank.
Yeah, sharp work there by Greenwall. I've known him through a past life through footy in Victoria, through Rockbank and Sunbury Kangaroos, as they get the ball on the outer side. Now North Queensland spearing the ball inside the forward 50. Big fly! Couldn't bring the ball to ground. In fact, tried to claim it. That was touched off the boot. And regardless of the outcome, that's a minus score. They'll celebrate, but that was touched.
Oh, it was touched.
Well, I thought I saw the umpire call touch.
They're certainly very happy.
That's a goal.
Themselves.
That's a goal. My apologies.
And I reckon that was Joel Mitchell from Mackay. As you checked that, they've already got it. They've already got it.
They're over our team next door to us.
Joel Mackay, number 16. Joel Mitchell, my apologies, who comes from Mackay. He plays in the Mackay competition. And as we said before, the leading goal kicker up there with 39 goals and just had a shot previously. This time he made no mistake and banged it straight through the middle. And I'll tell you what, Ernie, this is going to be, you like to be able to work in tandem with your commentary team anytime, but you and I are going to need each other tonight for this player ID and numbers and what have you. There's no doubt about it.
Well, you and I have had the privilege of working together once other time as a grand final, and I think you were still celebrating with the night before. I called a grand final the night before when we didn't know any of the players. That's
true, mate. We were green as grass, and we got away with it then, and we'll get away with it tonight. Don't worry about it. As Dan Jackson goes forward, drives it inside the 50. It was Jolie Mitchell who fell over, couldn't quite take it. They're putting a bit of pressure on up forward here in Q. They got a bit of a taste of it. Is that Ugle perhaps or Fitzroy possibly as it goes forward? Bangs out. Oh, it's a beautiful little pick up there. I reckon that might be Ned Lanyon and drives it long and hard. Finds the chest there of Matty Lee on the commentary box wing right in front of us. Here we go. We might be able to see who's who in the zoo as number 21 for South Queensland in Lockie Davidson. He's fresh from a goal. Drives it long inside 50. There's numbers everywhere. Almost takes the grab. Can't quite grab it. Beautiful front and square work there by South Queensland, but the umpire
penalised holding ball. So what?
Goodness me, Alex Mackay.
What happened there is essentially he's dropped to his knees. Therefore, he made that deliberate drop
under the new adjudication. Fair enough.
Umpires
You're all over it, mate. You are all over it.
Patrick Laley, Danny Mansfield, and Lee Dawkins in the field tonight, and Flynn Uphill, Richard Apparatio in the boundary, and then Brandon Rack and Michael Green in the goals. As a free kick has been awarded as South Queensland will spear the ball inside the forward 50, looking for Lee to try and keep the ball inside the field of play, but that's seen out through Regan Underwood from the Magpies. We'll see a boundary throw in. It's South Queensland by 11 points, 12 gone here in the first term. You're with Danny Craven, you're with Chris Shand, you're with Double Take as well, and we're in your company tonight.
And absolutely. I hope, I'm not sure what the view is like. We don't have a copy of the screen here, folks, but
apparently it's pristine.
It's pristine. Well, I hope you can see the numbers better than what we can, because it's a little bit challenging, but we will do the best we possibly can.
We've got the best cameraman available to us, Connor. He is all over it tonight.
He knows what's happening, Connor, as it comes back down here in the middle again. All of players on the other side of the ground. We just need a little bit of footy over this side of the ground. But anyway, it's as you said, Jenny, you are all over this, holding the ball, dropping the ball caper, and North Queensland once again come up trumps with a little result there.
Need to bring the ball out towards the commentary side so we can get a good look in. Lee, who's been very dangerous, presented well. Couldn't quite take the mark there at ground level. North Queensland under siege at present, almost going without it. There was Payne from Yapoon. Handball was up and under. Tackle came in hot, just lowered the shoulders there a little bit. And we'll see a stoppage 40 metres out from goal.
So South Queensland, it's been pretty evenly contested. Like, it's just the 5-point differential.
That first goal was electric.
Yeah, it was really good. But at the end of the day, it's been pretty even so far. It would be good to see the inside 50s as another free gets pulled out. This time it's an infringement in the ruck. Number 20 in Rory Tarlington, the main ruckman for North Queensland. Part of the City Lions makeup, the North Cairns makeup this season, as the umpire says, give it to me. And we will have one right under the bright lights, just in the half-forward flank for SQ. SQ looking for anything. There's plenty of numbers around the foot. Beautiful work. Alex Mackay, magnificent. Off across to Braden Harding on the left foot, drives it forward and punched over the line on that occasion. Nick Dennehy trying to drag it in, and with no real great result. Sean Connolly, of course, a great stalwart down back there. He was part of that, and has been, I think this might be his 4th or 5th appearance, Andy, for the North Queensland side.
Ruxel contest with South Queensland off screen. They're starting to build that wall. They've got that loose defender there in Nick Jackson. It's a free kick. It will go to North Queensland. I see Jackson just being that loose defender that's going to make it very hard for North Queensland to clear the ball down the line. So free kick has been awarded. They've got an option out to this near side. They'll look to push up the corridor, North Queensland. A kick was perfect, and they're moving through quickly. The handball out towards Jackson. North Queensland, though, the kick was ill-directed out towards that loose player that we were just talking about, Nick Jackson. He falls to ground. Umpire circles around. We'll see a stoppage as Tom Wishnat comes off for a spell, and we see Dylan Reid coming on the ground for South Queensland.
So, making the changes now. It's going to be a night for changes, no doubt. They're going to have to use all 22 as number 15 in Alex Rogers. Drives long inside. 50 can't quite take it there, but the numbers here as Fitzroy Greenwald gets the foot. He's under pressure. He is an elusive little fella, but he can't quite get away, escape the red and yellow.
He's an excitement machine, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He is. You mentioned you've seen him play in Victoria. We've seen him play, I think, 4 or 5 years ago as a 17, 18-year-old. He was electric up at the Kazali's, magnificent Kazali's surface back there. And we haven't seen him for a bit, but he's here tonight, folks, in the number 9 jersey for North Queensland. Goes driving long on that outer wing. North Queensland with the numbers here, but South Queensland certainly providing plenty of opposition here. And in fact, they win the unwinnable almost with the numbers. North go back in there again. It's flicked out with the right hand there by... not quite sure who that was. It comes forward. Here we go. They've got front spot. They can't quite take it to SQ. It's flicked out. They've got plenty of numbers. As Mackay, it possibly was on the left, drives it forward and marked. No 15.
Play on.
No 15. Oh, that's a shocker. It's a shocker. Almost got clutched there by the young man there for SQ. He butters up with the tackle, and this time he's given it away. A golden opportunity for South Queensland missed.
Well, they look to try and clear out towards the commentary side through Regan Mish. Across half back. They want to come down the line here, but South Queensland got plenty of numbers around this contest. Bringing the ball to ground is handy. They've got one attacking side of the ground here. North Queensland, they'll get the free kick, and they need to go quickly. Daniel Jackson finds a teammate. Got the run through here from Regan again. Left foot kick inside the 50. Good defensive work. Although they still stay down here through Mitchell. Kicks to the ball. Lands about 15 metres out from goal. 20 metres, in fact. Lovely tackle late. Umpire said no prior opportunity. Ball on the outer side. South Queensland settle. Can they hit a target there on the bounce? Lovely trap on the outer side through Gillahooly as they look to move, and they are away.
And the ball, the opens right up out on this central side here. Delivered nicely there by Jimmy Cullum. Goes forward to Tommy Wishnat. Takes it across half forward now. South Queensland with a measured response. He goes inside 50. It's a one-on-one. Magnificent grab from number 5 in Ben Finnerty, the centre-half back for North Queensland. And one of the only player from Central's Trinity Beach in tonight's lineup, Yundi. But great work from him. He's got a clearance. They've got two possessions out of the defence and are up on the wing, that outer wing again now. And with the long left foot there, I'm not sure who roosted that, but it was a beauty. Inside 50 and gets the push in the back, and the umpire saw it that way, Unity. I'll take that one.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
You can be an umpire, mate.
Oh, well, mate, I'm just learning from you, mate. No doubt about it. You were all over these umpiring rules. It was there. Look, it was there. It wasn't much in it, but the umpy called it.
Yeah, that ball was in perfect position, and the free kick will go to Tyrone Rainbirders. Kicked 32 goals. He's the most experienced elite goal kicker out on the ground tonight. So perfect opportunity for them to kick their second goal and put themselves in front for the first time.
Yeah, he's had a great season so far, Tyrone Rainbird. Part of the Cairns City Lions make-up is he comes in, shoots point-blank 45. It's not a bad-looking kick. Umpire doesn't move behind the goal, and he delivers It's a goal. It's a goal, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great kick from there in these conditions, and under the lights of Bond, he has banged on North Queensland's second goal. They go to 2-1-13, leading South Queensland 2 straight 12, Unity.
I mean, the margin is 1 point the margin, but I don't think there's nothing we can really say that one team's beating the other. It's very even contest, end to end. We haven't really learnt anything in the first sort of 19 minutes of play, have we?
Yeah, look, it's there's no doubt about it, mate. We don't have the official stats tonight, unfortunately. No. We don't have the champion data at our fingertips, but
we can make it up.
we absolutely can. I reckon it's probably 7 or 8 inside 50s each at this point of the game.
Well, Rucks to go up again to start this one. Reed wins it down the ground there for the home team. Working hard there was Ugle. He's stripped of it. Umpire allows it to continue. Strong work here by North Queensland. Off a step here was Darlington. Didn't quite go the journey. His teammate couldn't quite take the mark. They can see ground, but it was ill-directed. Comes inboard now to Higgins. Higgins inside the forward 50, looking for Greenwell's a half-hazard kick. A chaos point in time here for South Queensland. Greenwell lays the tackle, and the umpire will ball it up 30 metres out from goal. It is North Queensland by a point.
Good pressure there by Fitzroy Greenwell, and of course his counterpart in Jaden Payne from Yeppoon, who was part of this lineup last year and in fact was in their best playing group. He's out there again tonight, putting pressure on the inside 50s for NQ as it comes out SQ way. Couldn't quite take the mark there, Dylan Reid, beaten by his counterpart in Tarlington for North Queensland. He drives for his little exciting machine in Fitzroy Greenwell, has a quick, probably had more time to slow down and place that through the big sticks. He snaps it, and it's just the one behind. They go to 2-2-14, North Queensland, leading South Queensland 2-0-12.
Dangerous kick in here, and they'll Ugle will sprint into goal. In fact, he handballs to a teammate under a bit of pressure. Can Greenwell go for the old 7-point play? Not. He was denied in that situation there. South Queensland are not out of trouble yet. Greenwell is still sharking around. Good tackle. GAWN gone. Free kick. It'll go to South Queensland on the last line of defence.
Well, probably their first free kick in defence today, unlike North Queensland's. We've picked up a few, and it's a terrible kick, unfortunately, inside their defensive 50 SQ, and it's gone straight into the waiting arms there of Regan Mish, who you pronounce. I've got to say, I don't know if you've spoken to people pre-match, but here's the pronunciation of Regan Mish. His name certainly doesn't sound like that in the spelling, but apparently this is who he is, Regan Mish from Mackay, as he leans back on it, bangs it through from 50. Townsville, my corrections. He's not part of the Cairns competition this year, but part of the Townsville competition. A new player, and has been going very nicely up there. And Coach Wes Glass said, well, I want a piece of Regan Mish. And that's the exact reason he brought him in, Yendi, I would have thought.
And you can see just why they're getting in good position there to cause the turnover. And their concerns for South Queensland. Now we're starting to learn a bit about this game from the respective players.
Absolutely. That was, good work. South Queensland battled valiantly, got the free kick, but it was just a lazy kick, and Mish was too good.
Reed brings it down the ground, and now the clearance is going to be crucial here for the locals. Inside the forward 50. Good defensive work there by South Queensland. That was shown there by Wishnat, who was able to keep this play hot. Hacked out of there nicely there with Sean Connolly, but it'll go straight back in now. Lowering the eyes, almost taking out the umpire in the process now, and he's just going to bomb the ball long. Under a bit of pressure there from his North Queensland opponent, but it's not going to matter because the Dukes are strong in these conditions. Danny, this is a strong mark, and is that Wishnat, is it? It is.
That's Tommy Wishnat. He's got the little... the distinctive little headband, Uni, that probably gives it away. The number's a bit trickier to read, of course, but what a great grab, and that's his trademark, Uni. He's got to be said. Playing for Hinterland, he's been a Sunshine Coast boy for many years, playing with a couple of different clubs up on the sunny coast. Had a great year at Hinterland this year. As he comes in, shoots from 40, leans back just ever so slightly, and drifts across the face of goal, further behind. 26 goals, Tom Wishnat, in the Division 1 competition, and but on that occasion just couldn't quite get there as South Queensland now trail by just 7 points. Comes out wide looking for a teammate there, and it goes out of bounds out on the boundary there, and we will have another throw in here, Yundi, but just looking as though North Queensland have settled after their plane flight and adjustment to the cold down here after having come from Cairns and associated towns up that way. So
they've kicked the last 3 goals of this contest after coming on a plane at 8 o'clock this morning. I know that's when the women came, and they had a tough day at the office, or tough night at the office for those joining us. It was a 22-point margin, overall margin to South Queensland, 4-6-30 to 1-2-8. And tough second half for both sides where it started to even out. Really good defensive output from North Queensland. There's a bit of Andrew Throne on the outer side. 20 minutes plus time on So if we get a lot of goals, we could be here very, very late in the proceedings, and we'll be dressed in Eskimo suits when all is said and done. An up and under kick ricochets off of North Queensland player, and the pack starts to form. It slips out the back there as South Queensland pick it up and take it towards the boundary line, and we've got to throw in.
We have been, Andy, just on that 28-minute, but just to, I don't like to correct you ever.
No,
my
please
friend,
do,
because
please do.
But my understanding tonight is that it's a 28-minute flat.
28-minute flat,
flat quarters at this hour of the night. We don't
You've done your research, mate.
We don't be here till midnight, mate.
Oh,
so.
well, yeah, I've got the old timer up on Play HQ. Yep, it says exactly what you're selling, mate.
There you go. So, and we now have, we're 25 and a half minutes in. Gives us 2.5. We know exactly how long to go for this quarter as South Queensland burst across that. It has a bounce, beautiful bounce there. Might be Shay Coranda by the body language potentially into Alex McCoy. Goes short, but beautifully cut off there by NQ. Good defensive effort, but South Queensland still battling away. But the numbers are in the blue rather than the red, and he wraps up a beautiful tackle. And in fact, it's an illegal tackle, and it's going to come back to. I'm not quite sure who that player is on that far flank, but he drives it long inside into the hot spot for South Queensland. Beautiful kick and a beautiful take as it looks like from a distance, maybe a Dylan Reid, maybe it's a tall unit, Randy. That's a tall unit, isn't it?
It's a tall unit, yeah. I was going to take a stab and say Nick Dennehy for a minute there.
Well, he's tall. 15. He's at least 6 foot 2.
We're going to roll with Nick on that one.
Number 15.
We know he plays forward.
Yes, he plays forward. Your eyesight's better than mine. I was just trying to guess.
You're younger than me, aren't you?
I'd like to think so. As he shoots from point-blank range on that angle, 30 out, 45-degree angle, and it's a beautiful kick. And I reckon it's Nick Denny. Let's run with that. As he walks back up the ground and receives the plaudits from his teammate. And yes, it is. Just turned around. I tell you what, you are 100% tonight, Yandy. And in these conditions, that's worth something, let me tell you. And as South Queensland, they have their third individual goal kicker for the quarter, Nick Dennehy. We've had Ned Lanyon kick one. Of course, he kicked the first with a stunning little swoop on the strike on the ball. And Lockie Davidson kicked their second. And Nick Dennehy now kicks their third. They go to 3-1-19. Trailing just by the solitary point to NQ.
Well, it's still time for another one. We've got 40 seconds remaining in this term. As someone in this box has done their homework, ball on the outer side, handball conceding ground. That's Mitch Simpson running the water here. When you're operations manager, you do a lot of wonderful things around here. As Wishnat spears the ball inside the forward 50, heads out towards the forward pocket there, working tirelessly. There was Ryan Dolan squeezing the kick out under pressure, and we'll see a throw in.
So they've got literally, folks, not sure if you can see the score, but at home is 27 minutes and 52 seconds. They've got 8 seconds. If the umpire could just throw the ball in to score this goal, if our thought process is correct. 28 minutes, it is, and there you have it, Yandy.
Well, it is quarter time here. We're a big shout out to our man Connor here tonight, who's been here since he kicked the dew off the grass here today. He's got 4 games back to back in the biggest day in all the football that we've got here today. But it is quarter time, and we'll be back after this short break here at Bond University. It is North Queensland leading this one by a point.
Quarter time here in the men's Intrastate match between South Queensland and North Queensland. North Queensland winning 3-2, South Queensland 3-1-19.
I think we've only met each other once before, and it was got thrown into a Div 2 grand final Sunday out of Yeronga. Yeah, and
Reminder to all spectators that no alcohol is to be taken onto the playing service during quarter and half time breaks.
And it was the first men's game I'd ever called, and I only knew, just by pure coincidence, I knew one player in the entire game because he played for Gisborne, which is just a few suburbs, towns down from where I grew up. Oh wow! So I was like, yeah, absolutely.
He was raw as eggs and stuff.
was up in that old box here with one of their own.
And that was 5 years ago. I haven't seen it since. It's literally down.
Yeah.
We're back in it.
Yeah, so as soon as the game's finished, Good evening, welcome back here to Bond University. It is quarter time. It's North Queensland 3-2-20 leading South Queensland 3-1-19. My name's Andy, joined by Danny Craven. Mate, we've just seen a picture of perfection for a first term. Nice and tight, and we haven't really learnt much because it's been pretty even.
Well, it has. It's sort of like starting from scratch, isn't it? It's a 1-point lead to North Queensland, who recovered nicely because SQ had the first goal or two on the board, and they hit back nicely in that middle patch, had a bit of control. We reckon it's been pretty evenly played from both ends, and we're looking forward to a ripping contest. The Queensland Tassie game earlier today in the men's, there's a really strong wind blowing right of screen, and 7 goals to zip in the first quarter. Sort of put paid to a bit of a spectacle. Queensland got back to within 2 points, but got blown out at the end of the day. But it was a conditions game. The wind really controlled it. Tonight we've got perfect conditions, literally little to no wind. We've got a beautiful ground. It's not too cold, Uni. I noticed you got your nice little hoodie on there, mate. But it's a little bit chilly up here, certainly for South Queensland. But overall, conditions are absolutely magnificent. The lighting is, a little bit. You got to use your eyes a little bit brightly to get where you want to go with that.
Got 2 old buggers calling up here, mate.
It makes life a little bit tricky. But nevertheless, these 2 clubs have had a terrific history, and we really look forward to more of it this quarter, Yandi.
Well, it's North Queensland going to the right, it's South Queensland going to the left, and the wind was blowing to the right end of your screen, but as we have seen in this game, is having a 0 impact on this contest. We're just seeing a good red-hot game as we'll have another stoppage, all one-on-ones. Just looking at Lee Cousins here to the right of the pack. I'm expecting him to have a bit of an impact for North Queensland, but it's taken here by South Queensland. Right foot kick inside the forward 50. Lovely pick up. How's the finish here? Can they get the opportunity away? Good smother there, inadvertently there from North Queensland. Comes out now to Tarlington. Tarlington kicks the ball back up to the corridor. South Queensland do have the extra numbers. Spearing kick, a dangerous one. Ugle comes in with a hit. And they're away now.
Alex Mackay, beautifully. He started like this in the first quarter. A couple of kicks in the opening seconds. He's got another one here. Just goes wide, looking for Ryan Doolan. Beautiful work from the big man as he athletically grabs it. Comes back and beautifully and calmly, for a young man of 20, chips it to number 14 there in Jack Ratton. The Cooperoo lad having a good season. Jack Ratton bombs it inside 50. Long, looking to the hot spot there. No one's there for South Queensland. It's all blue and blue, the light and dark blue as they come out of the defence here. Goes long onto the central commentary wing here. Oh, it's almost a great grab, and in fact is a great grab, says the umpire Joel Mitchell, the Mackay goal-kicking sensation, as he gets a 50 to go with it. And Sam Holner, the captain tonight for South Queensland, number 11, gives away a 50. You won't be too happy with that, and it's a reasonably generous 52 there,
You'd back Joel Mitchell here, the way he's been kicking the footy as well. Already got one goal, one tonight. We've already seen he's an established player that can kick the journey of 50-plus on that thumping left foot. Is a wonderful kicking action, and I think at this ground he'll probably need to hang it out to the left and he'll curl back to the right.
Well, Yoni, you've called it. He is a lefty. He's got a reasonably strong left from what we've seen so far. That's no exception there. As it floats back in, he almost gets the distance, just shy as it flicks around here. They're looking for a little thing. In fact, the umpire's seen a free, and it's unfortunately for SQ. It's gone to NQ. A little bit too close to goal for their liking, and it looks like the number 7 in Timmy Higgins, the lad from Glenmore Bulls competition up at Capricornia. All the way up at Capricornia.
Is that up near Cape York, that sort of area?
Well, look, to be perfectly frank, I'm not. There's a few comps up there. There's a Townsville comp, Mackay comp, Capricornia.
Footy, mate.
But the Capricornia suggests it's certainly a bit higher than Townsville as he comes back and goes bang from point blank. And Tim Higgins puts on the first goal for the second quarter for North Queensland. They go to 4-2-26, leading South Queensland 3-1-19. A nice start again from them after a flurry from SQ up that non-scoring end. The left end, although it's not showing now, today all the goals were kicked to right of screen. Tonight we've had probably even money both ends of the ground as players reset for another crack. Tarlington in the ruck, and I think it's Dylan Reid in the ruck for SQ.
I'm liking the look of Tarlington already, though. Dylan Reid taps it down beautifully to Lanyon, kick the opening goal of the game. He sharked the opening goal of the game like he sharked that clearance. Good defensive work on the outer side there from North Queensland. Here South Queensland just sort of dribbles off the shin, paddling it out towards the boundary line. And we'll see a throw in the left forward pocket for the home side.
And that's your favourite pocket to call from, you, I've noticed. I know you love it out over that. It is actually geographically the furthest possible pocket from this commentary box for us, no doubt about it.
I'll test my eyesight here because our man Connor, who's had a pretty lazy day at the office today, this is quarter number, I think, 13 for him or something to that effect. It's been that sort of day. But here comes South Queensland. Amble up the corridor. How's the finish? Left foot kick on its way up towards the top of the square and comes off hands, and we'll see a boundary throw in. It's North Queensland leading this one by 7 points, 4 minutes into the second term.
Sure, I thought that might have been young Jack Gilhooly. It would look like number 2 that snapped that. Maybe not. If it was Jack Gilhooly, he is a bit of a goal kicker up in the Div 1 comp for Cooperoo. 24 goals for the season. As the umpire throws it in deep in the SQ zoning there, comes through. No one can burst through, although it's all red at the moment. Alex Mackay has a bit of a zing at it. He's tackled as he delivers. Another tackle laid there by SQ. And in fact, it stacks on the middle and tough to get a kick in that deep pocket there. As the umpire says, throw it in, gentlemen. Let's have it another little stoppage just around from right in front of the VIP box, the Bond University VIP box, where all the dignitaries have been watching the football from today, Uni.
The best seat in the house, and we've got the best seat in the house being in your company tonight, wherever you may be watching, right up and down the coast. as we see another stoppage, and a big shout out to AFL Queensland, who have done an incredible job bringing all this action together today for blockbuster games. And don't forget, we've had 2 VFL games as well in the region too, and both local teams who are competing today all turned victorious. And even Southport down in the VFL had a come-from-behind win against Carlton. The battle between 21st position Carlton. Southport came from behind late and won that one. So good day for Queensland footy. The Brisbane Lions had a big win as well. But that's irrespective of what we're talking about here. This is Boyless now. He's got no one ahead of him now, so he's just got to kick the ball to grass. And utilising his speed as Tim Higgins gets on the burst. I want to see him kick it off the ground, drill it through. Coast to coast from North Queensland. Beautiful finish. Doesn't get much better than that. They're out to a game-high lead. 13 points here at Pond Uni.
Well, goodness me, the 14 and the 7. Yeah. Divide the 7 into the 14. They dominated that little bit of play. It just looked like an innocent kick into the middle of the ground by NQ, and then all of a sudden, Xavier Bellis, he just exploded through the middle. It was probably arguable. I think he ran 25 before he bounced it just quietly, but nevertheless, he was that quick, no one could see it, and he delivered beautifully, just out in front, smartly. And Tim Higgins, he's got a set of wheels on him as well.
Felt like I was back at the Winter Nationals at Ipswich the other weekend. I was working at that with all the nitros, those cars going 400 clicks an hour. That's what I thought we were seeing ballers run through the middle, mates.
That was electric. I've got to say, any grade of footy, doesn't matter, it's AFL or community footy, that was a beautiful piece of work. As Alex Mackay comes up with it, but gets tackled a second time, and the umpire says, give it to me. In the middle. So NQ, as you rightly point out, Uni, just with a little mini break, 7 minutes into the second quarter. It's just probably a little bit of a tense time for SQ. Really need to hit back and get the next one.
Well, players contest. It's taken here by FQ. North Queensland now coming through the middle of the ground. It's hot footy. Despite the conditions, it is fresh, but it is explosive here as Lawton finds his teammate who pumps the ball inside the forward 50. And that is Tyrone Rainbird, who has already kicked one tonight. And he's no signs of slowing down, Danny.
No, he's got the one. In fact, they've all, Joel Mitchell, Tyrone Rainbird, Fitzroy Greenwall have looked busy. All their forward goal-kicking front half players have all shown a little bit in the early stages, which is good for their confidence. Without any doubt whatsoever, and that was a good, well-played forward in front chest mark there to the big fella. As he goes back, kicks from 40, he's leant back on it, but it looks pretty good as he just drifts it across the face for the one behind, and that takes him to, I think he's kicked a goal, one goal one now for the game as the resultant free kick. Haven't had a lot of kick in so far. Nice little chip there from Will Brome, the main Tiger, playing out there tonight. He kicks it. It's now come back into the agency of Nick Jackson for South Queensland. He goes in, a little bit measured response here. Back to Will Brome. Finds a handball which doesn't find the target. Fitzroy Greenwell pounces on it over to Joel Mitchell. It was just a bit too easy there, Undy. Just a poor skill error from not so much Brome. Just a bit of a shabby handball. Didn't get taken there by his teammate in Jimmy Cullum. And the turnover results in another shot for goal here in the Joel Mitchell direction.
Yeah, I do like Mitchell. They look just a bit more explosive, North Queensland, when they go forward, especially with Fitzroy Greenwell in there. Left foot kick. He left it out to dry too much. And it goes through for a minor score. But they've kicked, they're 2-2-0 in this term, Danny, and it's now the pressure's on the team, Andrew Katzo and the crew, to what they can do to navigate this pressure. Yeah,
a little bit of momentum their way. It's up to SQ to butter back up as Tommy Wishlap playing in front beautifully. Gets a free kick, plays on immediately, drives it long half forward. Ryan Doolin, the youngster, with the orange, the distinctive orange piece of headgear there, Uni, and of course, and more importantly for the young fella, he just received a 50.
Yeah, just holding on to him just a little bit too long. He tried to get away, but the umpire in that case did not call play on, and he'd be marched straight back to within goal range. So this is a good circuit breaker for this game, and just sort of tighten things up a little bit.
Absolutely timely, very timely for SQ. Ryan Doolin, the youngster, who's taken the Div 1 competition a bit by storm this season, playing for the mighty Maine Tigers there. Undy, he's kicked 32 goals. He leads the goal kicking, and he's missed a couple of quite a few games with a broken cheekbone early in the year. He's going to shoot from pretty much 15, 20 out, and he's normally a good kick, and that's no exception. Straight through the high diddle. That'll do his confidence no end of good. And South Queensland, of course, bring the lead back to that 7-point margin, 7-point buffer. In fact, it's now 9-point buffer. 4-1-25. They trail NQ 5-4-34. 9 points the difference, Undy, and that was in the context of the game. It's 10 minutes into the second quarter, sure, but you know you don't want to be trailing by 4 or 5 goals late in the second quarter of any game of footy.
Well, no, North Queensland, their midfield was sharpening up, and they were looking a little bit more promising going inside that forward 50. The speed that they've got through it, going through the middle. So just that little circuit breaker, just to slow down that momentum as Rucks will contest again. Neither player was able to get a further advantage of that, which is why we've got another stoppage. Seeing just off half-back there, getting a little bit of separation on his opponent there, and Alex Lawton off half-back. Should the ball head forward there for South Queensland, that's going to be redundant there as it's hacked forward, looking for Fitzroy Greenwell. Just he likes to play with them, dicky little handball back in board, sock it off the ground in danger.
Danger. That's it. Now it's almost an extinct rule sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
You knew that in danger, but sometimes it's there. So that was a good one. As Nick Jackson across half-back takes the football for SQ. Joel Mitchell on the mark. He's had a good night, Joel Mitchell. He goes forward there, finds his teammate Lockie Baxter. Haven't seen a lot of him so far, but good to see him. Perhaps he's been getting it on the other side of the ground where we can't see Undy. Off to shake around. It takes his immediate opponent on. He's got a set of wheels on him. That was tough work as Braden Harding drives it up onto the wing. Matt Lee went for it, couldn't quite take it. It gets smothered. Tarlington for North Queensland. Good work from him as he gives it out to his teammate there in Alex Lawton. He held front position beautifully. Across there to his teammate in Billy Galpin from Mackay. And it's smothered, and we're getting to see a little bit of the pressure that we've been talking about right in front of us, Undy.
It's been happening on the outer side, so the hundreds of spectators out there have been getting a good view of it. We are now finally getting that opportunity.
Hey, what do these players look like, mate?
Exactly.
Finally.
We've been calling everyone different for the last 25, 30 minutes or so. North Queensland come from behind, comes out now, good pressure, wrapped up beautifully, was knocked out in the tackle, hence why it was called play on. Ugle found his teammate here on the burst, inside the forward 50. How's the pressure? Good work there by the defence there from South Queensland. We'll see a throw in right forward pocket there for North Queensland as we're seeing a change. Alex Mackay coming back onto the ground to show his elusive speed.
Ryan Hodgson on that occasion was the SQ defender who really got the plaudits and pats on the back from his teammate. That great bit of pressuring work and spoiling in the back half. The captain of South Toowoomba, one of the regional players as part of the program for South Queensland this year from the Darling Downs region. As the ball gets thrown in, another danger stoppage here for SQ. NQ, oh, it's a beautifully driven body in the dark.
Mitchell.
Was that Mitchell again?
It was, yeah.
Gee, he's going all right, isn't he?
Wants to stamp his authority on this contest, doesn't he? He's doing it literally.
I'm not sure his deeds have crept through to South Queensland in terms of what to expect tonight, because he certainly put it on him as it comes out here. SQ looking for it. That was Jakey Warren's little hand. Out it comes here further to...
it was Ned Lanyon.
Yeah, it was Ned Lanyon. Yeah, got the distinctive movement. Here we go. Ugle, beautiful, beautiful. Bounces off. That's magnificent football as he lifts it up there to his teammate in Darcy Morris. Gives it straight back to the opposition. Harding through to now back off to Matt Lee. Up again here, straight in front of us. Tarlington. Been all right, Tarlington in the ruck there, Undy, hasn't he? His number 3 bounces away for NQ.
He puts the ball up inside the forward 50. Good use of the body there from South Queensland. Here's Mitchell again. Left foot snap around the body. And that's as good as it gets from Mitchell. And they stamp their authority. They get the response. And we're now back out to a 15-point lead here at Bond University.
Wow,
He's got 2 and he's looking very dangerous.
Well,
isn't he?
he looks more dangerous the longer the game goes on. Great work there by Lee Cossins from Yeppoon. Another one of the regionals there for the NQ team. Lee Cossins, of course, played 2 or 3 games for South Queensland, North Queensland already.
They've produced some good footballers out there. I know the Gold Coast Suns have ventured out there to get a couple of players up there. I know Ben O'Brien. I think they've got another one from Yeppoon on their VFL list that is currently playing this season too. So they're bringing some good talent from out there to play on the Gold Coast.
Well, Yeppoon have certainly got a proud history. They've won 8 of the last 9 grand finals up there and been undefeated for 5 or 6 seasons in a row up until last year when they got knocked off. Just checking Joel Mitchell's stats. He's from Gippsland, Victoria.
Oh, lovely part of the world, Gippsland.
Yeah. He's been a good player. As Ugle drives it out, he's getting right into the game this quarter, Troy Ugle. As here we are again with Lee Cousins, speaking to Yeppoon. Comes back out there to Nick Jackson. He's done a couple of nice things in defence. Drives it up onto the wing. Finds his teammate there in Alex Lawton. He drives it straight back into the arms there of Will Brome, the main Tiger, doing his best for South Queensland tonight across half-back. The lovely left foot does a beautiful dozy-do. Drives it inside, up inside the 50. It's a bit of a danger zone to his teammate there in Jack Coughlin, but he's not quite tall enough, Jackie Cogs. And I think it was Charlesworth.
Yeah.
Was that Dan Charlesworth, the ex-Southport?
Oh, yes.
That's a Ugle. Look at the wheels on Ugle.
Joey Ugle inside the forward 50. Speaking of wheels, that's Mitchell again. He is having a fun. You mentioned Gippsland, and we're knowing how fresh it is tonight. My lovely mother-in-law, who won't be watching tonight, she's not much of a fan of this sort of stuff, but she's out of Gippsland, and this is considered a nice warm summer's night for the crew out of Gippsland. So no wonder why the player that can cope with the coldest temperatures is having a blinder.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, that's true. Look, he's got the Victorian blood. He's a left footer. He's up in Mackay. I'm not sure how long he's been up there. Anyway, he's doing his stuff tonight. That's for sure. As he leans back, he's just drifted it across the face. I think is that his second or third behind tonight, Yundy?
Yeah.
He's kicked a couple. Third. It feels as though he's kicked 4 or 5. Doesn't it really, the way he's performing at the moment. As it comes up here, the nice long left foot there from James Packer, I think it might have been there out of defence. Goes forward here. Oh, beautiful work. That might be Shea Karanda. Again, that distinctive style, bouncing as he breaks away from the 50. Has a shot at goal. Have a look at that, ladies and gentlemen, as it hits the post. Or just across, just shaved the post. He started celebrating. I don't know if you saw that.
He was doing cartwheels back up the highway. The M1.
He was getting a bit excited.
That's how excited he was. Now North Queensland on the counter attack now through Charlesworth. Right foot kick has an option that he likes, and he finds him to perfection here at high half forward. That's Rainsford. Tyrone spears the ball up towards that man again. In Mitchell. He's a little bit slow to his feet. Here they go through Mackay, through the corridor. This is good, clean footy here from South Queensland. But up until the very end, it's been turned over, and North Queensland are away on the outer side.
Jackie Coughlin, of course, with a couple of quick touches through the middle of the ground there. But to no avail, as North Queensland have come away strongly across half-back, as they've done for the majority of the second quarter, as it goes inside 50. And Nick Jackson, the reliable hands of Nick Jackson, it's really coming to his own, Unity, this second quarter. He's, of course, played a bit of Ashley Neefel back in the day, Nick Jackson, and currently residing out at the Redcliffe Div 2 Redcliffe side with the coach out there, one of the assistant coaches tonight, Pugsy, and he's been all right in his second quarter as Ryan Hodgson's calls for it out here on our side of the ground, but they found someone on the far central wing. Again, I can't.
I think that's Lockie Davidson out there.
Yeah, he was prominent first quarter. He goes long. Nice couple of kicks, nice patient movement of the football here by SQ. Goes inside now, 50, looking for any forward that's got a red and yellow sash. And he's found the player there. Nice diving mark.
He's found a teammate who's giving us donuts at the moment. Absolute donuts.
Surely, Yundy, you can identify that one.
No.
It's in the dead pocket.
it's in the dead. We'll just make it up. We know our man Connor is all over it, but of course he's given us nothing to the left, nothing to the right. So they've even got the numbers on the front, but we can't see.
No. And the yellow now, and you can't do much about it. South Queensland's red and yellow. It's like the South Queensland Gold Coast story. As he goes, shoots from 48, long leans back. It looks really good. It looks really, really good, and it is. As the SQ boys bang it through. It's number 23. Is that? That's not Dylan Reid? Surely, to goodness, not Nick Jackson. Is it not like as he runs back? It might be Dylan Reid. I reckon it might be Dylan Reid. We're going to
It
find
was
out.
Dylan Reid.
It is Dylan Reid. It is
There you go.
Dylan Reid. I thought he had I thought he might have had a patch of blonde hair, and of course Dylan Reid hasn't got blonde hair at all. Maybe those lights over there playing funny buggers in the dark, whatever it might be. But nevertheless, a great catch and a good kick. And Reedy, of course, played a lot of Queensland footy. Played for right up to VFL level. Been a great player over a number of years. In his 30s now, but.
He didn't play down in Gippsland or anything, did he? Also,
I reckon he might have had a year down there.
Yeah, I'll have to check. He's a familiar player.
He's had a lot of seasons of football, no doubt about it. It goes back inside 50 here, NQ. They drive it in. They're winning the inside 50 count. There's no doubt about that. But this time it's repelled by the red and gold as they go out far and that far wing again. They like it out there. They've been pretty effective out there as it gets scooped up nicely by a player. From SQ, goes out the back, sneaks his opponent under the football, bounces on her on the pocket, has a bit of a sort of blind shot, goes across the face, and unfortunately, the polish that we just saw from one end of the ground failed him at the ultimate moment, Undy.
I know where I know Dylan Reid from. In my previous life working at AFL Goldfields, I used to play at the Daily Football Club under Heath, Scotland, and I did a bit of, as a media guy down there, I spent a bit of time with Dills back in the day. So there we go. It is a case of worlds colliding.
6 degrees of separation, mate. There's no doubt about it.
It's a small world of footy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And anyway, he's a great man of the game. As it comes back here, Jakey Warren, beautiful little flick up. Jake Warren, of course, number 3 for SQ, wearing the green helmet, distinctive green helmet. And thank goodness for him and Ryan Doolan in the orange helmet, because it makes our identification unity so much easier tonight when you've got a couple of helmets out there where you can just go bang and you don't have to rely on those numbers on the back. As it comes in, 30 metres out from the goal, beautiful flick out the back there. No one can take it. It's taken by SQ. Great tackle, NQ.
It's Coriander that had the tackle laid on him, and Shale is no stranger to intrastate football here for Southeast Queensland. Good little tap there from Reid, the boy formerly from Darley and then Werribee in the VFL, as it's hacked forward, kicking to grass. Did that go out of bounds on the full? Yes, it did. And that kick came off the boot there of Jack Ratton. So we've only got, 5 3/4 minutes remaining in this second quarter, as North Queensland on the outer side, getting front position, was nicely done there by Alex Rogers, the boy from South Cairns, back to his teammate there on the outer side. He's sold into traffic, has to go back up the corridor, and the kick was not good at all. Or was it? Yes, it was. He had one of 2 options, and he got the second option at that. Dangerous kick towards the outer side. So just looking at Rory Tarlington, he's going to be that next link in the chain here at high half forward. Ball thumped back inside the forward line, where Southeast Queensland had a couple sitting in the defensive half, and they'll run away with it.
Nick Jackson there again, perhaps for the 3rd or 4th time this quarter, out to Will Brome on the left. Trusty left for him. He finds a fellow teammate across half-back. They haven't gone too far, but they do have possession of the football as it goes. Gets driven beautifully up there onto the central wing, but cutting it off is Cooper Cartledge, the player from North Cairns. And he's got a 50, the second 50.
Encroaching over the mark in that instance.
Yep. It's little disciplines like that. Not sure they capitalised last time, but this time the 50 looks just a fraction longer than the previous one. And Cooper Cartledge, he's going to get an opportunity here to bang a really timely goal.
We haven't had much of it tonight, and this is perfect to make the most of these limited opportunities after coming on the bench.
Absolutely. As he goes in, shoots from 35, just pulls it across the body, Cooper Cartledge. Not a goal kicker, not a noted goal kicker.
No.
The boy from Geelong Falcons and Leopold down Geelong way there. That's your sort of neck of the woods too,
lovely part of Geelong.
Hey, that's it, mate. The famous Leopold Leopards, I think it is, as Nick Jackson is paying his way here as that key back who knows how to read the play. He lums up. Ned Lanyon couldn't quite take that mark. Lee Cossins here, bursts through. He's got numbers against him here. Ned Lanyon again bangs it forward. Here we go. It's a little kick there up to Matt Lee right in front of us here. On to James Kerry Packer. Look at him go as he goes on the left. It's a nice looking kick. It just gets spilled up, but it flicks out fortuitously into the forward line path for the Red SQ. Goes for goal. Gets pushed after the event but it's no free kick and it's out of bounds in that dead pocket we've been speaking about, Undy, all night.
Got the best lights in that part of the general vicinity as Fitzroy Greenwell comes around. I actually want to see Fitzroy just get maybe start the second half in the middle of the ground for the first couple of minutes just to show some explosion, especially up against Alex Mackay, who's been doing very much the same thing for the opposition. But boundary throw in, left forward pocket with 2 3/4 minutes remaining here in this first half. Ball brought to ground. Umpire allows it to continue. I think that's read at the bottom of the pack. And haven't got a couple of players starting to build that wall. Bo Harris playing as a loose player at centre half back to try and bottle the ball in as it's hacked forward. And we'll see another boundary throw in. It is 10 points the margin. We've had a game high lead of 16 points at the 16.5-minute mark of this quarter.
25-minute mark, in fact, Andy. Sorry to jump in again, mate. We've only got the perhaps 2.5 minutes to go, and we've got a 10-point. It's really important for SQ to go in half-time from their point of view, maybe a little bit closer as comes down again in that dead pocket, that dead patch of light. And it's going to be another ball up. So, Undy, yeah, it's sort of been a to and fro. It's really been a to and fro game all night, hasn't it? Not many goals scored.
We expect that the longer this night gets. As North Queensland will put the ball up towards Mitchell. He's nudged underneath it, but he'll be first to pounce here at ground level. He's got no one ahead of him at the moment, so it will be an old-fashioned foot race. And here is the explosion of Fitzroy Greenwell that I was talking about before. He can kick this goal, Fitzroy. Right foot kick, a sizzling goal! A Saturday night special here at Bond University. Wow.
Wow, we just, Undy, I think you talked him into that. A moment or two ago, you were talking about the explosiveness of Fitzroy Greenwell, which we haven't seen. We've seen it a couple of times, but, oh, my goodness, that was magnificent work. He was fumbly. He couldn't pick it up. You sort of thought he's burnt his chance. And then
I thought he did that deliberately, though, just to get the right bounce of the Sheridan.
Yeah, it probably did. Also, just to wow the crowd up in front of the centre grandstand over this side of the ground. And Fitzroy Greenwell, great finish. And North Queensland, of course, won out of the fire a bit. It's been inside South Queensland's 50 metres for the last minute or two, and they've gone and counted. They lead now by 16 points. A handy lead coming into this second half. And here they go again, out of the centre bounce. They knocked it forward. This time it's Fitzroy again. Oh, deft touch, beautiful work. Flicks it out to his teammates. They can't quite get clear passage at it. Oh, but they've got a fortuitous bounce. Almost bashed it. Did you see that, Undy?
It's a bicycle kick.
It was a karate chop. It was all those things. It was Kung Fu Panda at its best right there. And unfortunately, the ball didn't quite hit the boot for SQ.
He almost kicked it into himself, didn't he?
It was, mate. I don't even know who it was, but it was bloody good work.
It certainly was. It's been a great, entertaining first half here between South Queensland and North Queensland. It is half-time. It's North Queensland. They currently lead by a game-high lead, 17 points. It's all thanks to our great mate over here in Connor from Double Take, who have been with us right throughout the whole day today. We've now finished quarter 14 of 16 today, and we're going to head to the halftime break, and we'll come back with an explosive second half. That's the only reason I made the comment. Oh, shit. In box office.
Yeah, I'm going to...
No, do what you need to do.
I might zip off because we're only going to come back on just before the bounce again.
I'll just go and try and... Yep, do what you need to do, mate.
Pump troops up or whatever we need to do.
Half time for tonight's men's intrastate match sees North Queensland leading 7-7-49 to South Queensland 5-2-32. Leading goal scorers from NQ, Tyron Rainbird and Joel Mitchell with 2 goals apiece.
Some of the stuff in the coffin. Because everyone disappears. Yeah.
I think we need some music. Chuck the same playlist that was on like
There were some really good tunes on there.
Yeah,
What was playing before?
you're in my Spotify. There's a bunch of playlists saved in there. Just go.
Go. What was on before?
No.
Love song dedication with Taylor White.
Maybe like a throwback to 2000. I don't know.
Good evening and welcome back here to Bond University. It is half-time. It's North Queensland 7-49 to South Queensland 5-32. My name's Chris Yan, joined by Danny Craven. And what an explosive end to that second term that we saw with Fitzroy Greenwell just lighting it up here on centre stage. And we're still trying to get our breath about after that very beautiful effort.
Absolutely, and we still are, actually. I just jogged across the park.
I saw you doing the sprint.
Yeah, mate. Well, I just went and had a quick listen to Coach Cadzo and SQ. And look, as we'd suspected in the box, all the numbers suggest it's a really even game. In fact, the first quarter, South Queensland had more inside 50s. That quarter it was 11-7 in favour of NQ, but a lot of turnover stuff. It's been, SQ have probably battled away equally as hard and tackled and done all the right things, but on the spread, they're getting hurt, and they've just got to have a bit more intent, have a bit more care and ownership when they get the footy and make sure they hang on to it. I think that's the key. There's nothing between these two teams, to be honest, but that Greenwell goal will probably, it may well tell a story at the end of the day. It's just broke that shackles from 10 points to 16. A great finish from him in a low-scoring night game. We'll see this second half will tell the tale of the tape, Andy, as it always does.
It certainly will. We got Reid and we've got Darlington going toe-to-toe. It is the Reds to the right and the Blues to the left. And it is Reid that goes up unopposed, and we've always seen a quick centre clearance from the opening bounce to start the previous two quarters. This is no different as Payne squeezes off the side of the boot there for North Queensland. Good courage shown on the outer side. It's a 3-on-2 in favour of North Queensland, but we'll see a restart. We're seeing it's that Bo Morris looking a little bit proppy coming off the back of the pack there.
Is that number 4?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Bo Harris, just copped a little cork anyway, he's just hobbling in, but hopefully he's okay as we get another bounce down. Yeah, vital opening 10 minutes this third quarter, Unity, you'd say, especially for SQ, just to try and restrain that score advantage that NQ picked up in that first half.
We are at a game-high lead, 17 points to the margin, and it was all lit up by that Greenwell goal as it's hacked forward there by Mackay. Inside the forward 50 for South Queensland. Ball hits the deck for Wishart, who working very, very hard, going with the second and third effort. Socket off the ground, that's a goal! A goal, something out of nothing to start the second half here at Bond University, and it's cut the margin back to 11 points.
That's not your little mate, no, it's not. I reckon it's Dennehy. Nick Dennehy.
Yeah, Nick Dennehy.
I reckon let's find out if
it was Nick Dennehy, it was.
The boys have identified it in the box next door.
They are electric tonight, don't they? Even if they're just making it up, they have got us covered.
Great soccer goal for Nick Dennehy, and just the fillip that SQ needed for the start of this quarter. It's just a minute 33 in, and Jack Gilhurley was screaming in the goal square then just for the ball to get knocked forward. He was 20 clear by himself, and they couldn't get it to him. But in the end, Nick Dennehy kicks his second for the evening. He kicked one in the first. He's kicked his second. He's the leading goal scorer for SQ tonight as the ball comes back in the scrimmage. Alex Mackay, as he does so often, competes there. Troy Ugle gets wrapped up, and it's another bounce down.
Coincidentally, too, South Queensland started the game to the right end of your screen with a goal after 90 seconds. We've got deja vu to start the second half.
Yeah, you have, Uni, and but will we get deja vu for the rest of the game? That's what they're all asking. Is Shea Caranda, with that lightning pace of his, goes for it. It just doesn't quite get the kick right, but gets it back, gets the ball back, can't quite complete it. A handball to the knees of Jakey Warren, but he's up to the task, flicks it out now. They need a bit of time and space as Dennehy flings at the goals from 45 and just dribbles it over for a behind as NQ gets a very quick restart from that behind there. But SQ, they are attacking early as it comes up here. Looks like Tim Higgins takes a mark there out on the outer wing, the number 7, the Glenmore Bull, as he goes long, but this time misses the target. SQ butters up, gets it, breaks the tackle there. Under pressure though, there's 3-on-2, and the tackle gets laid on this occasion now, and it looks like the umpire's going to pay it, and he does. And NQ get their opportunity to get their first inside 50 for the third quarter here.
Rainbird offers a lead.
Rainbird offers a lead. He can't quite connect. Kicked there again by his teammate in Mitchell, but the mark there is...
I think that is Rainbird.
It's Rainbird's butted back up. It's a Rainbird Mitchell show. Gives it off. Mitchell goes high. and comes back to Tyrone Rainbird.
They've been good, haven't they, those two, Mitchell and Rainbird?
Yep.
They came in with some good form this season for their respective clubs, and their endeavours this year is seeing Daniel Jackson come off. Got a lot of claret coming from the mouth, and Rainbird will have a shot on goal for number 2.
Rainbird comes in, 25 out, directly in front and goes bang, kicks it as a all good full forward should with conditions like these tonight. And he kicks his second for the evening. And North Queensland, they go to 8-7, 55, leading SQ 6-3, 39. It's a 16-point ball game. Again, we're back out to that parity that we had at half time. Tim Higgins has kicked 2, Tyrone Rainbird's kicked 2, and Joel Mitchell have all kicked. They're the 3 leading goal scorers at the moment for NQ, whilst for SQ, Nick Dennehy is the only one with multiple goals. Uni, and they certainly do need to find some firepower when they get it inside 50 SQ boys.
Reid tries to paddle it forward, and they'll go forward inside the forward 50 again. Southeast Queensland inside the forward 50. Mark taken. They're looking for the quick response here. And this is Wishart who will have a shot on goal. Wishnat, I should say.
Good grab. Good strong. That again, mate, that's his trademark. We spoke about it earlier. He took a nice little grab early. He's been okay tonight, presented okay. And, of course, hasn't kicked a goal as yet. But this one here, pretty important in the scheme of things. Unity, they need to kick this, you would think. Tom Wishnat coming in on a 45-degree angle, just kicks it and drills it safely inside the left big post. But it's a goal nevertheless. And Tommy Wishnat scores his first for the evening. And the SQ team goes from 7-3-45, trailing North Queensland 8-7-55. It's a back to that 10-point buffer 5 minutes into the third quarter.
The problem that South Queensland have had tonight is that they've only kicked back-to-back goals once, and that was at the start of the game when they kicked the opening 2 goals, whereas North Queensland have done that twice. So it's important. That's why we're seeing the buffer sort of hover around that double-digit margin, because generally North Queensland will respond.
It's a simple game, footy, isn't it, Uni? And as you say, they just need to get some ascendancy where they actually get some score on the board at the same time. They've been pretty good, but NQ have certainly been the master when it gets to getting score on the board.
Well, they do look a lot more dangerous every time they go forward. They've got 3 forwards who can take the game away from their opposition, North Queensland, as did his full 360 there. Regan Mirsch. Handball, turnover, back to Mirsch. Handballs to a teammate under pressure, conceding ground here to Ugle. Ugle turns his opponent inside out, spearing the ball up towards high half. Forward, mark taken. And they've got a chance through Payne. Payne spears the ball inside the forward 50, looking for Fitzroy Greenwell. Couldn't take the mark. And we'll see a throw-in as the changes have been swung for both teams as Lockie Davidson comes onto the ground for South Queensland. And Daniel Jackson has recovered from the blood rule.
Yeah, so Jackson, so far both teams still got their full list of 4 operating off the bench. It's going to be important in the second half. 28-minute quarters, as you know. Flat quarters, but it's still a fair bit to run out for this game as NQ grabbed it out straight out of the ruck, puts it on the boot, can't quite clear it. A lot of congestion over there as we've had the majority of the night in a lot of this stoppage work. And particularly in that dead pocket area, Unis we speak about, we just, that little Bermuda's Triangle for commentators can't quite grasp who the heck is who as it comes back out again. This time to NQ, bang, onto a couple of quick slick handballs onto his teammate. There goes forward, drops short of their forwards, but beautiful front and square here from the player from North Queensland. I couldn't quite pick him up. Uni, I'm sure you did.
Take a guess who.
It's
a point. It's a point.
Oh, my goodness. It's Mitchell. It's
Mitchell.
Joel Mitchell. It was a left foot. Beautiful little shot. And anyway, it's cleared on since that. Let's move on.
Yeah, it apparently was touched.
Great work by Joel Mitchell. But it's back to Queensland, South Queensland now, as Jimmy Cullen drived it long up onto the wing. Butted up here for South Queensland under pressure, but they've kept possession of it here. They've got some numbers inside, inboard. This is where they go. They've got to stop this fumbling, though, as it comes back out. Under pressure they are. They need to get it forward. They've done so, but lots of NQ numbers. Can SQ keep it intact as they spread wide? And on this occasion, it looks like they're going to clear out of defence beautifully here. The Navy Dark blue, and it's a deliberate.
No,
in fact, it's on the full.
It's out on the full, so free kick will come here to Coghlan. Brings it up towards the corridor, and that he finds Harding. He's got an option long, about 25 metres out from goal. That lead has been ignored. Spears the ball up towards about the 40 metres out, hits the deck. North Queensland with a lot of extra numbers around this contest, but they're getting congested and almost choked in that phone box scenario as Alex Lawton marks. Kick down the line. That was a very good option because Nick Jackson was playing that loose defender. Handball over the top, and North Queensland now they can go inside the forward 50. Right foot. Attempted check side. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to South Queensland. They trail by 11 points.
Good play there by NQ, but unfortunately out of bounds in the last kick there by Regan Underwood. Here they go now through the agency of Shale Coranda. Got the kick off Nick Jackson. Now comes out here to Sam Holney. Chips it back again in the direction of Coranda. Not sure whether he should attack the football or not. NQ said, I'll take advantage of that indecision. And they've kicked it out of bounds. Rolled it out of bounds for another boundary throw in over in that far VIP wing. VIP pocket over there, Yundi. And we're going to get another one out there.
I still think that was a good result there for South Queensland because North Queensland had two loose defenders in the running through the corridor, so any hack kick out of the fence would have been pumped straight back in with interest. That just shows that the game has virtually been won in the coach's box. North Queensland are doing an exceptional job under Wes Glass. Ball on the outer side. Those lights on the tennis court, I think they're the ones that call all the hiccups now. But South Queensland clearing the ball on the outer wing. Good defensive spoil from behind there. That was Ben Finnerty.
Oh, great knock on. Great knock on. Look at this, Yundi. Look at this.
They've got lead.
Oh, no.
That ball's gone out of bounds.
Oh,
it's only just.
Gee, it looked like one of those miracles. It looked like a Wayne Harms save at the MCG. And they were running inside 50 to glory. But
You're
the
not a
umpires
Carlton fan
called it
by
back.
any chance, are you?
No, I'm actually mad Collingwood back in the day.
Oh.
But I cried when Harmsy made that that ball onto Kenny Sheldon in the goal square in 1979, Uni.
So he was out of bounds, wasn't he? He
No,
totally was out of bounds.
absolutely was. He was about a body length out. There's no doubt about that.
Oh.
But anyway, we won't cry over spilt milk there, Yundi, as it comes back in on the outer wing there. Palms SQ, but it's down straight to NQ. Good tackling there by both teams. Diving on the ball, umpire allows play to continue, and it goes forward here for NQ. A great fly backwards with courage in the red and gold jumper.
It was Packer.
It was Packer. Magnificent work there. Couldn't quite take it, and the umpire has paid a free kick here for a high attempt there on the red and gold. And
need to bring it out here so we can identify you.
That's it, Yundi, as we continue. As the red and gold bomb it long up onto the wing. NQ can't quite take it out. We get another little touch out there, and the players continue to bomb it out long. Jackson flies underneath, couldn't take it. It wasn't Jackson, in fact. It was that was just a guess there, Uni, to be honest, mate. As they go inside 50 here, beautiful little kick, lowered the eyes just a fraction. Oh. And the lead there coming from
Rainbird. He's been so good.
He's a natural forward.
His speed off the mark, that quick 20 metres, that 0 to 20, is as good as anyone on the ground in terms of starting from off a standing start. It's just so good to watch.
He's good, and he's leading to quality players up the field, of course, in the NQ jumpers. So he'll come up and line up for his second for the quarter, third for the game if he managed to pop this in as he shoots from 35, 40 metres. It's not a bad-looking kick. In fact, it's a beautiful kick for the NQ team, and NQ just stabilise a little bit. It's 12 minutes into the quarter. They go to 8, and they go to 9-8-62, leading SQ 7-3-45. It's a 17-point lead, and a much-needed goal for NQ just to sort of hold what's been a strong crack by the SQ team early in this third quarter.
I'm looking at Tyrone Rainbird, and he's just reminding me a little bit of Lockie Rook at this corresponding fixture a couple of years ago. Rook sort of set himself up for, I think it's for Southeast Queensland, having a big game that day, and Lockie ended up he played VFL footy this year. That's how quick things can change with your career as a leading forward. As North Queensland now through Jurgel, kick squeezed off the side of the boot, but the attempt was natural as he looks to find Jackson further down the line. No, instead switches it up the corridor to Arlington. Now they have to bring it out towards the commentary side now. Kick had to be good, it was.
Sean Connolly, the James Bond star, the former James Bond star, Shawnee Connolly, captain of City Lions, been a great player over many years for North Queensland, and he's held up their defence nicely tonight. Goes out wide here on the wing, goes over the top. They've got plenty of runners. SQ lead the chase to the footy, just need to keep it in front. If they can, they can't quite do that. Slapping it onto the opposition, and they butt it up nicely. And nice inside 50, just pops it up into the hot spot. Plenty of defence there, but down the bottom it looks like, was that Fitzroy or was Jugel on that occasion? Just gave a clever little handball, but it's cut off at the pass. And I reckon that might be Nick Jackson from a distance as he kicks it inboard here to another SQ player. He's going to go short with a bit of trepidation. Works out okay on this occasion.
North Queensland have done very, very well with the trap, forcing the turnover now. That was inevitable with that defensive setup. Fitzroy Greenwall is front and square in this contest. Hacked out of there by South Queensland, up towards Lanyon. Couldn't quite take the mark. Here's Jugel. Jugel, right foot kick up towards centre half forward. They can run here and pull the trigger. Takes a little bit off the kick, and he does it to perfection. And they've got a chance here to go to a game-high lead at a big moment of the game, where North Queensland, they're doing all the right things defensively in the attacking half of the ground, has been electric. And with that, I think that's Regan Mish.
Regan Mish, yes, the man from Townsville. Been a good pick-up, done some nice things tonight, particularly in that second quarter. Just pings a goal from the distance, just had to go the extra distance on the kick and just pulled it across the body. Thankfully, in SQ's case, he's missed that goal. And they go to an 18-point lead now. 63 plays 45 in favour of the navy and light dark blue. Comes out across here. Has a bounce, a little fella there. I'm not sure who that was. Might have been Lockie Baxter. Goes looking for Braden Hayden. Braden Honey, his teammate from Moreton Bay. Up in a Div 1 in Southeast Queensland. Inside 50 now. It's a nice little battle here. This looks like Nick Denny, number 15. Yes, it is, on the left. Bangs it forward. There's no one at home. In fact, it's a beautiful mark. A dashing mark here from NQ. And they turn attack straight into defence, or the other way around, whatever you want to call it, Unity, for North Queensland. They've done beautifully there. Lockie Baxter holding up there as the ball ping-pongs from one end of the ground to the other.
It was magnificent work there from Lawton in the very last line of defence in the goal square, and backed his judgment. That attacking flair that he's just showed in enormous buckets so far tonight. Reid Gilmoise goes up unopposed for South Queensland. Comes out towards the commentary side, but plenty of defenders here for North Queensland. Newgall's had a very good third quarter. He's had an impact. That kick didn't go 15. Well, Regan Underwood will plead his case.
Ugal's had a good quarter, I noticed you say, Uni. He's had a good game.
He has,
He's one of the better players for NQ. He certainly stood out creatively, evaded a lot of tackles, and used the footy pretty well so far tonight as it comes back here.
Just looking at Rainbird will offer a lead. He's darting around about 15 metres out from goal. The lead has gone on now, and that will go towards his general vicinity. You might have to fly from behind. No, his teammate gets in the way, but it was the perfect spoil for the perfect crime that will see this team accelerate even further. And I'd say at a hunch, that's the Mitchell.
Yeah, you're on it.
They're on it. Rainbird and Mitchell has single-handedly tearing this game apart, and them putting bums in seats tonight.
Quite literally, those two have been the two dominant forwards, no doubt about that, Uni. And in fact, a great kick, and Dan Charlesworth out of the centre just used that footy, kicked it 50 metres direct and long to the hot spot as Troy Mitchell leans back on the ball, and he looks on in disgust as he shot for his third. That's 3 goals. I think he's kicked 2 goals for the night. He's been electric.
2 goals, 5.
2-5. He's been very, very good, and thankfully for South Queensland, he's kicked 2-5 and not 5-2, because they'd be in deeper trouble than what they are.
But we say that in the context of the game. We want the grandstand finish, Danny. We want to see it go to the journey.
But here they go, SQ. Look at Jakey Warren's found some space. There's a bit of space opening up here. Can they use the footy wisely as Nick Dennehy has an opportunity? Goes inside 50. It's off the side. Not a bad-looking kick to his direct teammate there in Dylan Reid, who's some 50 out. He's a long way out.
He's going to have a shot here.
There's not a lot of options for him.
Yeah, he's a thumping right footer.
We saw him kick a nice goal last quarter from a fair way out, Uni, close to 50 out that occasion. This is a much tougher angle, right in front of us here.
So go right and curl away to the left. He'll just needed to straighten up just a little bit.
It's going to have to be his best effort, as he does exactly as you suggested there, Uni. It curled right, but he started out of bounds, unfortunately, and just the single behind comes up as Dylan Reid. Nice target there, and he's kicked 17 goals for Cooperoo this season. There's magnificent work. Alex Mackay read it beautifully off the boot of the North Queensland defender, and diving, Mark. That could be the bit of inspiration that this team is looking for. They're trailing currently by 18 points, and Alex Mackay, if he can convert this goal at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter, it will set us up for a late rush potentially from SQ as he goes back. Drives a footy, drives a fist up in that salutary pose that so many do when they kick a vital goal, and Alex Mackay kicks his first for the afternoon, and that was probably one of the more inspirational marks and goals that we've seen tonight, Uni, be fair to say, as they go to 8-4-52, trailing North Queensland 9-10-64. It's a 12-point ball game, and that's not a bad ball game. Two goals.
Is it? Yeah, but we think we talk about costly misses at the other end. We have Mish and Mitchell who have gettable shots on goal up one end of the ground. They both miss. Only one of those have to go through. We get to that 4-goal buffer. It's going to be very hard to come back from that because of South Queensland's inability to kick back-to-back goals. The game could have been over. They miss.
Yep.
They go back down the other end. It's certainly a different story. But this next goal is crucial, and Jurgel just gets a vital centre clearance up towards high half forward. Good use of the body there for North Queensland as they sprint into goal. Looking for Rainbird. He's got it. And he should roll around now and snap around on the right foot while the player on the mark tries to settle.
Great grab by Rainbird. Wasn't the greatest of kicks necessarily, but he made it look good in the end. And can he make it look good now? As you said, Uni, they've missed a few. They've kept the gates open here for SQ tonight, and for SQ's sake, they'd be hoping he does it again as he swings around and right. He's normally a great kick at goal. He's just brought it across the body a little bit too far. He's missed that goal. 9-11-65, plays 8-4-52, 13-point buffer to the NQ team. And as you talked about, Yundi, SQ haven't kicked 2 in a row all night, and except for the opening salvo, and they need to do it right now. They really need to do it, and to give themselves a chance to win this game of footy.
Ball come out towards the commentary wing. The fly goes up there from Wishnat. Goes to ground. Going to come up through the corridor, but North Queensland are positioned very well behind the ball here, so it's going to be rolling the dice, and that was one of the reasons we saw an old-fashioned mung almost resulting in a turnover. We will see a stoppage. I think the big question here for North Queensland is their last 3 shots on goal have all been gettable from set shots. They only need to kick one of those again.
Yep.
Nearly
game over, mate, but they haven't. The old story. Good kicking's good football, and they haven't been able to achieve that so far, and they've left the gate open. Who knows what can happen as Jakey Warren on the wing looks for his teammate there in Dennehy. Lanyon left it for him, thought more wise of it. They need to use this wisely. They need to build it up nicely. Will Brome on that trusty left foot goes inside 50. It's a nice-looking kick. No one can quite take it. Tarlington, who moves more like an agile midfielder than a ruckman. He's been pretty good tonight too, Yundi, as he butters up nicely across half-back for NQ as they drive it up onto the wing once again. There's numbers everywhere. It's a real 50-50 ball in the middle of the ground. Who can win this battle? It's coming down. It looks like NQ lead the race for it. They've driven it forward. They've got the numbers. But out of the woodwork comes Jimmy Cullen. He gets a smothered kick. Jack Colgan can't quit. He asks for the free kick. He doesn't get it. Comes back forward further now to North Queensland. Going forward. It's a poor kick at the feet of his teammate there up forward, and South Queensland get themselves out of trouble
Oh, they do.
temporarily.
Just here in the nick of time, working tirelessly was Lanyon. Finds a teammate there in Warren, just throws it on the boot. Finds Zenahi. He's a long way out from home, and he's looking promising. Switches it out towards the outer side where they've got Mackay. Mackay can mark. He's taken the ground, but recovers well. Pounces like a cat. Dribbling kick inside the forward 50. The extra defender there does not prove fruitful because that's a throw, that's a free kick, and now is that Wishnat?
It's got he's got the ponytail
I
happening.
reckon so.
It's probably got. It doesn't look. It's big enough to be Wishnat. Maybe, probably it's got to be him. There's not too many ponytails happening out there, Uni. So let's go with Wishnat.
Let's go with it, and he's a good right foot kick. Has had his chances, but this
is critical. If ever you thought a kick was critical at the 23-minute mark of the third quarter, Uni, this is it. As he bangs on goal, and it's missed across the front. Didn't quite get the carry they were looking for. They've really got to try and lock this inside their front half, SQ, if they can get another repeat and give themselves a chance for back-to-back goals. As it comes out to the central broadcast wing, looking for his teammate there, and a great big fly there from Big Rainbird. Up. He's doing everything in front of goal, and he's up the ground. But
he and Mitchell just followed each other up, and they're jogging straight back to the attacking 50.
They're proving to be quite a handful, those two, as we pointed out. Yeah, and as it comes back, here we go. We've got it's coming out here again on the left foot here, but it's trapped beautifully in front by Kerry Packer. Been all right at times tonight with the left foot. Trusty on this occasion. Oh, that's almost 50 off to Will Brome. The other left footer in the side. This one gets cut off by Dan Jackson for North Queensland. He just holds it up patiently. Looks for the target. Finds it there. Billy Galpin from Mackay. He goes long. Looking again for one of those key forwards and almost found him again. They've caused all sorts of grief, as we spoke about Uni, but SQ have managed to stave that off on this occasion. Back up the wing. They need to have a bit of luck of their own. Up forward, Wishnat takes a great grab. Oh, look at this, streaming into goal. Who can he find? There's 2-on-2, 2-on-3 as Tarlington. Magnificent punch defensively across the line for the behind. And Rory Tarlington, he's been a revelation tonight. The North Cairns, well, I thought it was more ruckman than defender come agile midfielder, Uni, but he's been good.
Actually a game-saving spoil, because if they get that goal, it's back into single figures and gets them the back-to-back goals for the first time since the opening quarter. But both teams have had their chances, especially with Mitchell down the other end. He's looking dangerous. We've got a change here with Goglin coming back onto the ground. Shout out to Mitch Simpson from AFL Queensland. I think he was the coordinator of the competition. Leading by example, running water, helping out where he can. That's a sign of a true leader. As the ball will look to advance inside the forward 50 again through South Queensland. If they can get a clear kick away, and it's making life very difficult. Looking for Wishnat the fly. Ball hits the deck. 20 metres out from goal. Kick turnover. Comes out now to North Queensland. Taking a little bit off the kick. They've got to get going here, and they will. Some slingshot footy across half-back Rainbird. A long way out from home. Fitzroy Greenwell will be the target, and he's got perfect position, but the perfect position of the defence there of his opposite number 12, Kerry Packer, with the spoil.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Good to watch, isn't it?
Oh, Fitzroy Greenwell, one of the most electric characters on the ground, looked like he was going to take all before him, and Kerry Packer jumped across and spoiled valiantly to keep this game alive for SQ. Great work from him, and NQ, though, continue to attack the goal front and attack their front half as it goes up. Big Dylan Reid goes up, knocks it back down though, only as far as his North Queensland opponent. Spins out. They need to try and somehow get hold of the footy here, SQ. They can't quite grab it. They're not clean. There goes young Payne for NQ. Comes out there. Will Brome. He's been getting a bit of it this quarter. Jakey Warren bombs it right in front of us here, and that's an effective kick. Gets them a bit of territory as Rainbird runs into the fence here, Uni. I don't know, he's doing a Charlie Curnow for Carlton by the looks of things there, or they've changed him up. I'm not sure what they're doing with him. In fact, they are. They've looks like Nick Jackson's the free man in defence as he drops back. And the 28-minute mark, he was obviously looking at the 28-minute mark and dropping back to try and stem any last-minute goals from SQ in what was a entertaining corner, and one that SQ will be not entirely in love with, but they did kick 3 goals. They've kicked 8-6-54. They've kicked 3 goals for that quarter, and NQ are on 9-11. They kicked just the 2 goals that quarter. It bridged the gap to a 11-point ball game. Unity, we've got a game of footy.
Oh, we certainly have. The stage is set for the 16th and final quarter of today's festivities, a festival of football here in southeast Queensland. The tensions are heating up. We've got a big final quarter coming up next. We'll see you after this break.
Tie contest here at 3/4 time. We have NQ leading 9 goals 11-65. SQ 8 goals 6-54. Reminder to all spectators that there is to be no alcohol taken onto the field of play at 3/4 time.
Yes, welcome back here to Bond University. We're getting ready for the final quarter, and a big shout out to Double Take, who have been with us throughout the journey. And our mate Connor has been, he's been here since the start. He's absolutely carving it up. Danny, you were out there, South Queensland huddle. What did the coach have to say?
Andrew Cadzo, yeah, look, very calm, measured. They're right in the game here. 11 points the difference. They know it's going to take 28 minutes to extract the win. Yeah, they have made a little calculating change. They've thrown Nick Jackson, who's been really good in defence, forward to try and maximise things, and they've swapped in with Lockie Davidson, who's gone back. They've struggled a little bit in the key defensive posts. So they've just thrown a bit of caution to win there, looking to try and buy a goal or two through the ages of Nick Jackson. But overall, just his message was just be calm, hit in hard. You want to win the games. You've got 28 minutes for Glory Boys who can bring the SQ banner home.
Wes Glass was very happy. I think that first goal was going to be crucial. They're going to be creating a lot of energy, but their key focus is to move the ball very, very quickly and play that exciting brand of football that has got them the lead that they have had, that they have not surrendered since midway through the first term. And it's the North Queensland heading to the right of your screen. They'll penalised for holding the ball, so it's centre clearances have been crucial. And Lanyon with ball in hand, right foot kick, thumping inside the forward 50 mark. No, not quite taken there. 40 metres out from goal. Lovely work by Wishnart. Comes out now, right foot kick up and under.
Yes.
And they'll get a shot on goal here, South Queensland, downfield. And that is going to go to Nick Jackson, the man in question.
Yeah, well, you were calling it forward. I was watching the afterplay, and the kick, I couldn't quite tell who made the kick, but they were flat and straight
Lanyon.
after it. Might have been Lanyon, the big high up and under, but unfairly, unceremoniously dumped after he kicked it. And the free kick paid downfield. Of course, here with South Queensland looking for the fast start once again. And Jackson, of course, the master move. Can he be the master move as he goes for goal and just swings across the front and misses it, unfortunately for SQ. But they have made the first strike in this start of the last quarter. Andy?
Still failed to kick back-to-back goals since the early part of the first quarter. That time is still to come. They've had the last three scoring shots of the game. Kick inside the forward 50 was ill-directed. They'll switch it out towards the commentary side. Dangerous one at that. Ugle was left flat-footed. He'll come into the play here, Ugle, as applies a tackle. Handball back inboard, 15 metres out from goal. North Queensland got some extra numbers, just throwing the ball on the boot. And they'll settle with a mark here to Tim Higgins across half-back.
He's got speed, Tim Higgins, and he ran across beautifully to grab that ball coming out. They're under a bit of pump early here. NQ as it comes through there. Matt Lee goes for the mark and paid for the chop as he butters up nicely. He's gone into the midfield a bit as well this last quarter. Matt Lee drives it long, hot spot. It's all blue. It's all blue, unfortunately, for him, and they take the mark.
Well, the intended target was Jackson, but the kick come off the instep of the boot instead of on the flat side of the boot to go out to the forward pocket where he was leading. So he was leading the other end. His opponent ended up taking the mark.
Just an unfortunate, and been the tail of the tape a little bit for SQ this evening. Just haven't been able to quite use the ball as well as they would like. As it comes out, though, they've got a chance here as they shoot from 40 out. So I think that might have been Gil Hooley. But not a good kick, and it goes unfortunately again straight into the hands of the NQ. That might have been Connolly. Now drives it up and it goes out of bounds. No doubt they're under a bit of heat early in this last quarter, it would seem.
But these first 3 minutes have been crucial, but they've also been wasteful because they've been inside 50, I think, 3 or 4 times. The kick has been indirected on 2 of those occasions. Yep. It's proving costly, and North Queensland, as we've seen it transition from coast to coast, they'll get a goal in no time.
Shooting themselves in the foot, no doubt about it, Unity, and at the end of the day, they'll only have themselves to rue if they don't quite get the job done as they prepare here again. It's half forward, just in the South Queensland half of the ground, right in front of us here as the ball comes up. It's Big Reed against Tarlington again. Ugle, who's been good all afternoon, handballs to himself almost, butters up again, can't quite take it, and Coughlin sees it over the line and out of bounds as the ball comes back again. Here we go, Uni. We get a little bit of play on our side for once this evening. Magnificent work as we see again. It's been a great duel between Reed and Tarlington. Tarlington, the more mobile, agile, younger version. And it's been a great battle. Reed still doing some good work. With his experience here, goes down, but it goes straight to NQ. Handball's there. Back up now to Lee Cousins. He's under extreme pressure, but lays the tackle on himself beautifully. And the umpire says, give it back to me, boys. You're all having a crack. I admire the way you're going about your business, but we're going to have to do it right here in front of the cameras as Bo Harris gets a nice little clearance on the left foot. The main Tiger comes down. Oh, beautiful work. Bounced out there. It was Regan Mish. He's been good, the Townsville boy. As he drives, it was almost a mark there. It looked to touched. Sam Holner, but it was touched.
I'll throw a stat out there at the moment. Over the last 56 minutes, we've seen the margin bounce from 10 points to 18 points. And it has not gone any less, has not gone any more in 56 and a half minutes of play now. Just showing how close this game is, but how important it is that neither side have been able to get back-to-back goals for quite some time as Reed takes his opponent underneath the ball. A dribbling kick clears about extra 15 metres. Lanyon will see it out of bounds, and Ugle here on the boundary line says, how about on the full? All one-on-ones around the contest here. And
Fitzroy deep in attack in a one-on-one. A subtle strategic move there by Coach Wes Glass. 3 or 4 forwards inside South Queensland.
That's the volleyball
Yeah, it
team.
was indeed. Lanyon, he's had a bit of it early in this last quarter. Drives it long with the left foot. Ryan Doolan takes a nice contested mark, goes back, drives it long inside 50, looking, it's 1-on-3. Can he have some success with this? Not at the moment as the big 14 can't quite drag it out. Jack Ratton, he spills it out. South Queensland almost getting it back. They've just got to get a little bit of space. They can't quite manufacture space at the moment with all the blue jumpers around, and it's still bobbing around, but someone bubs up beautifully. Ryan Doolan now, the tall, trying to do the small man's job. Knocks it on forward. Finds his mate in Braden Harding. Has a snap on goal. Has a snap on goal.
Lanyon.
Was that Ned Lanyon?
Yeah, it was.
It was indeed. Braden Harding slapped it on the boot inside 50. It was just a woebegong. And Ned Lanyon, as he did in the first quarter with that swooping goal in the opening 5 minutes, he also kicks his second for the evening. And the first in the last quarter. 5 minutes in, it's South Queensland 9-7, 81, trailing North Queensland 9-11, 85. It's a 4-point ball game, Uni. What a ripper.
It certainly is. That was the goal that the game needed as Fitzroy Greenwald comes off for a spell and Ty Orton comes on for North Queensland. The most important goal of the game to date so far, given that for 58 minutes of play, there's only, it was virtually goal for goal and miss for miss. Reed goes up almost unopposed, slips out now and Reed with a clearance. Kick up towards high half forward. North Queensland with front position there, but it's South Queensland with the extra numbers. Right foot kick up and under. That was there from Matt Lee. Looking to make it rain. We don't need that today. Unceremoniously pushed in the back and free kick to North Queensland across half back.
Not very subtle there, Uni, wasn't really,
No.
but anyway. But you can see there's just a little bit extra tension in the game, no doubt. The 4-point ball game, the closest itself, as Bo Harris drives it forward. They've sort of semi-lifted here. You can just sense it in the bones as Hodgson drives it forward there again. And Nick Jackson takes a good grab.
Push.
But it's no. Oh, no.
Pushed
oh,
him
no.
out.
It's another push. It's another push paid.
Didn't need to
in
either.
the back. No. North Queensland get themselves out of trouble here. They've got the footy. Cross half back. It's a little delivery. Finds his teammate there in Alex Lawton. He's been busy running around, presenting.
Like his work across half back tonight.
Drives up in front of the ring here. Here we got Lockie Davis tries to punt. Comes out the back though. We've got Darcy Morris. He falls over himself. He's wrapped up. Surely that's no, bro. He's had plenty of prior. And umpire says yes, he has. Unfortunately for the young fella Darcy Morris, he slipped over at the worst possible moment as Charles Caranda drives it across. Lockie Baxter now.
They look to switch across the outer
It's a
side.
good switch so far. Goes up. They've got plenty of numbers. If they can deliver it correctly, they have. They found 4 untouched chain of possession. It's a nice bit of work. They go inside, almost inside 50. Finds a grab. Nice grab. That
Got
might
Mackay long.
be. Yeah, could be Mackay.
Look, Mackay's long is an option.
Was that Jackson with the ball?
I think so.
Or Dennehy, perhaps. It might have been Dennehy. Drives it. Oh, he finds the only player in the hot spot, which has unfortunately got a Navy jumper on it for him.
They'll look to switch it out towards the commentary side. Gulpin is screaming for it here at halfback. Just checking the ground conditions at three-quarter time. There is a fair bit of dew on this part of the ground, so players are slipping over a lot more than what they were at the start of the game. Mitchell kicked. Didn't go the journey, putting his head over the ball. Did he drag it in is what the umpire will be asking the question, but we'll see a stoppage. Fitzroy Green will come back onto the ground. He's coming on in fits and spurts for North Queensland. As Reid almost goes up unopposed. Taps it down there to Bo Harris, who was immediately tackled by Jaden Payne, who's just come onto the ground. And Reid is doing as he pleases against Darlington in the ruck, and he continues to do so again. Saw Warren out of the corner of his eye. They were not communicating, the South Queensland boys, and we'll see another stoppage.
Yeah, not ideal, but probably a sign of their desperation. They're certainly having a crack. You can't fault that. Coach Cadzo will say, you know what, if you're going to fumble it because you're trying too hard and getting too many in there, I can live with that. As it goes forward here and almost taken there by Alex Mackay from Dylan Reid's kick out of the ruck. It's inside 50.
Reid is dominating in the ruck in this quarter.
Going good. The big body, he's a big, mature body, and this is what happens. The big men don't get any smaller as the game goes on, as they say, Uni, and he's starting to show that. As good as Tarlington's been all night, big Reedy is a big, strong ox and been used to playing that role for many years.
I would rather just switch Reid into a defense. Tarlington into a defensive role and put a smaller player in. We're going to have a reset there. But given that Tarlington's not really competing in the ruck, I'd rather him be as a key option elsewhere and maybe have a mid-sized mid go up in the ruck, knowing that they're not going to beat Reid in the ruck anyway. Yeah, and just utilise that key position player.
Uni, you could make a coach in a, if things don't work out in the commentary space, but. Not bad. Well, to be fair, Tarlington's shown a ton of natural talent around the ground, no doubt about it.
But the last 6 contests, he hasn't really competed.
No, not in terms of the body. Is Jackson? That's what he's been put up there. He jabs it. The big body. They got a contest. It's been brought to the ground. Mackay. Is it Mackay? Is that Mackay? Oh no, it's a goal anyway. SQ have plucked it from the deep bowels of the goal line.
Kicked that over his head.
I don't know who. You're going to have to check your AFLQ play app there, Unity, because I'm not 100% sure who kicked that. I'm just looking at the player.
He's coming right here.
It might be. Is it? It's not. I think it was Jack Ratton.
I reckon it's Ratton, yeah, right.
I reckon it might be Jack Ratton.
It is Ratton, yeah.
Is that what it's saying? Is that what they're saying on the...
Well, he's the one that, it was definitely Ratton.
He's the man, Jack Ratton. Now, he is a man who knows where the goals are. The ball was on the boundary or on the points goal line. It looked like it had been rushed through, and somehow he's plucked it out.
He's put them in front.
He's put them in front, Nudie.
For
the first time since early in the first quarter, essentially.
Yeah, him and Greenwell have kicked 2 of the mesmerising goals, and maybe it's a sign of things to come. But here comes Ugle. He's won many clearances tonight. Ball was ineffective, though, at high half forward. South Queensland with the extra number around this contest. They apply the shepherd. They could bring the ball up through the corridor. They elect to go a little bit longer, where North Queensland do have the extra number, and they have to switch here. They can't go back to whence it came. They bring it up towards the corridor, which is a dangerous kick, and a mark's taken here by Lee. Lee plays on now, runs forward of the mark. Right foot kick inside the forward 50. They are running riot and running right over the top of North Queensland.
Goodness me. Great kick there by Matt Lee. Inside 50. Something I haven't seen a lot of what just happened right then, Unity, where an inside 50 with a bit of composure found a player that wasn't 100% manned up and actually hit him on the chest. It was a great hit. I haven't actually... We ID'd that player, Unity. I'm not sure who is shooting for goal there. I'm not sure who has kicked that. Whoever it is, he's kicked it. It's only a little fella. It's only a little fella, and he's coming. Is he going to come towards the... he's heading towards the... Is that Bo Harris, potentially? I reckon that might be Bo Harris. Just with the nuggety frame running towards the boundary. If that's him, I reckon...
It is Bo Harris.
I'm going Bo Harris. Number 4, magnificent finish from him. Bo Harris, the main Tiger, who's had a wonderful season, first season in Queensland. Hails from somewhere in Melbourne. Good mates with a couple of his Bendigo mates in Jack Coughlin and Will Brome. And anyway, he's just kicked a fantastic goal to put South Queensland. They've hit the lead by...
They're 8 points.
They're 8 points in front, Andy.
So a free kick now to North Queensland. Fitzroy Greenwell, I called this in the second quarter. Chuck him in the midfield. That's where he is now. And that's why he should have been in the midfield. Laces up his teammate in Higgins, who fancies himself.
He's already kicked two. He kicked two in the second quarter, if you recall. That really quick running goal and the other one from a set shot. He's a long way out. He's going to kick from 51. It's got to be right on his distance. He brings it right to the front of the goal line, and it's knocked over the goal line for just the solitary behind, but it may well be a precious one at the end of the day. They're 9-12-66 trailing South Queensland 11-7-73, who've kicked three very handy goals this quarter to give themselves that little buffer.
I think it's going to be a 50-metre penalty out of all this. So I think what's happened...
Has it gone the other way? It's gone
the other way. So Ugel's going to have a shot on goal. As to why, we're not entirely sure. But I'm going to say, just at a hunch, there was an illegal shepherd put on from the South Queensland defender on Ugle. He's going to see him have a shot at goal. So I could see the umpire gesturing.
Yeah, it was off the ball. It was an off-the-ball infringement.
Ugle.
And Ugle has made
South
Queensland pay.
Well, their last 4 shots on goal, it all missed. That one has gone through. We've got a 1-point game here. I can't think of anywhere else to be that's better than this on a Friday night at Bond University. Now, we've had trouble with player ID tonight, and for those here, like those watching on the camera, because Connor's camera work has been pristine. But when you're here tonight, it is a vastly different ball game from the visuals. But big goal, 1 point the margin. With now 12 minutes to go. What a finale we've got.
Absolutely ripping finale going on right in front of us, folks. If you're watching at home and you've been watching most of the night, and if you have a real passion for either South Queensland or North Queensland, lock in for this next 13 minutes, because it's anyone's game as South Queensland gets the football, drives it inside the 50-metre line, looking for a marking target, comes up with it, can't quite take it. There was Wishnat, I think. Mm-hmm. That's strength of him. He's been good in the strength department, Wishnat, tonight, and flicks it out, and it stacks on the mill. And that was a very handy goal in hindsight. Ugle really narrowing that gap from 8 to 2.
Well, they've switched Ugle and Greenwell. So they put Greenwell in the midfield, and they're putting Ugle more as he'll essentially play deep attack. I know there's no one inside the attacking half of the ground for North Queensland at the moment. That's why they've got Greenwell playing on the ball, just to add that little bit of speed.
Yeah, well, again, you coming up with a range of these coaching tips and commentaries, and most of them have been paying off. I recall earlier this evening when you were talking up Fitzroy, putting him in the middle, and next thing you know, he's kicking goals and
kicked goal of the night.
I know he did.
He just wanted to live to entertain us for a little bit. People are still talking about that one tonight.
Well, given this is your third game of football, you commentated today at a range of different levels, mate. You certainly. There's no excuses, is there?
Oh, yeah. If I can't get it right now. Yeah. But it's 1 point the margin here on Saturday night football. The kick bounced off the chest of South Queensland. Free kick for a hold. So it will go to the home side. Who have they got deep? The lead has been offered there by Coughlin. That is shut down straight away. They've been told to go long. And that he will. He'll dump it 60 metres. Any score will do. It's still inside the field of play. Wishart dancing on a dollar.
Gee. Oh,
kicks
gee.
It. That bounced off somebody's head or the post?
It bounced off something, but that was Alex McKay, I think, with the final flurry, but it might have been, I don't know who it was before that was pinging at the post. As they come out, it's a precarious position to come out from here, NQ. But they're managing here. They've got the numbers. There's a bit of pressure being applied right this second. As they kick it, it's just a big hit and hope in this occasion. Punched forward inside 50. It's Fitzroy. Oh, very clever. Fitzroy delivers it nicely. But there's Kerry Packer to save the day again. He's been pretty solid.
Particularly in this second half, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's paid his way in the South Queensland team as Lockie Baxter drives it. He's been good with the switch this evening as he goes forward. And can't quite take the mark, but they get the free kick anyway. does SQ.
That should have been 50.
Again, it looks like it might be. No, it's not. But yes, it could have been. Uni goes inside 50, looking for anyone. No one actually hit the ground. There was that much space where the ball landed. As it comes back out now, there's a few blokes have hit the deck out there. And one SQ player very slow to come up. As it goes forward inside 50, no one can quite master the footy in the air. It comes out. It's an SQ. It's a shot at goal. SQ. It's a goal to SQ. It was 6 or 4. I'm calling Uni. I don't know about you. If it's not Bo Harris again, surely.
We'll just wait.
Let's wait for the AFLQ app.
Geez, your eyesight's good tonight, mate.
It looked
There's
like
Bo Harris.
Is it Bo Harris again?
Yep.
Number 4 has kicked his second goal of the quarter, and the second very timely goal from almost the identical position, 35 out on that slight angle over in that dead pocket that no one can see from on this side of the ground. Great work from Bo Harris, and South Queensland kick again clear, 8 points.
Well, they've kicked 5 of the last 6. They were 18 points down at the 19-minute mark of the third term. They kicked 5 of the last 6, stormed right back into this contest. And they lead this one by 8 points, which is not quite the game high for them, as Ugal's been swung back in the midfield. And Fitzroy Greenwall at high half forward. So Ugal lays the tackle, penalised, holding the ball. They've got to get going now, North Queensland. Ugal is making it happen. A lead is offered there by Rainbird. That isn't quite met, so he sells some candy on the mark, and he'll push it out towards Rainbird territory. He's almost slung behind play. In fact, that was Jackson who nearly was slung behind play, so he'll go up here again. Front and square. Ball 40 metres out from goal. North Queensland looking good. Right foot kick squeezed out of there. Rainbird, I think, couldn't quite take the mark. Another South Queensland player down. And we'll see another stoppage, you would think. No, this is going to be holding the ball here. It is penalised, holding the ball. He's dragged it in. Now, which way is it going to go?
Oh,
it's going to go to North Queensland.
Goodness me, I could be. Well, that was bizarre. I thought the North Queensland person was on the ground, but nevertheless, it's not the case. The free kick's gone to NQ. Again, similar position to previous. They're going to shoot from 20 metres. A point-blank range free kick to North Queensland has been given for, we're presuming it was holding the ball.
It was holding the ball.
Style of situation. We're just trying to identify the player that's come up with the goal.
And the reason for that free kick, the umpire...
It's number 3. It's number 3, Lee Cossins.
Lee Cossins.
I'm calling their Uni. And,
So he's dragged... Basically, the umpire was gesturing that the player dragged it in and should have got it out straight away, didn't. So that's why we've got the free kick there.
Yeah, we couldn't really see. Clearly, it must have been a South Queensland player on the bottom of the pack. It looked like a North Queensland player. Well. So anyway, nevertheless, it goes back. It's still a thrilling game. It's a 2-point ball game, and as Reid gets it out of the ruck, drives it forward inside 50. It's a beautiful kick there from Queen. Finds his teammate fortuitously off the boot, and they will get another chance to reload here. Cross half back, looking toward going up on the wing here. Finds a teammate. They're just slowing the game down a bit, playing a bit of composed footy, and it's sort of paying dividends for them. At the moment, NQ gone long over the back. There's plenty of red and gold jumpers here at the moment. Underground handball, not quite to the player, and the umpire says no. He's trying to make it to his teammate, and they're going to have a boundary throw in Undy.
5 minutes to go, 5 minutes and change to go. Jackson's playing at the top of the goal square alongside Rainbird, and they've got plenty of space in front of them. So Greenwall, Jackson, and Rainbird are commanding the 0 to 35 metres out from goal, as we're going to see another throw in there. And it is a Dewey out there. Meanwhile, Tim Higgins has just come onto the ground. Need to push some numbers back here, South Queensland. 2 points the margin. Now with less than 5 minutes remaining, momentum slowly moving to the right hand of your screen at present. Darlington gets some extra meterage there. And they'll see it out of bounds again. So what do you do now if you're the coach here if you were Andrew Katzo?
Well, look, what right now, SQ, the only thing they've got in their favour really is that they've got a clock that's going to stop at 28 minutes. There's no time on. They've got to somehow milk it down, but they're not really far enough in front to do that just yet. So
Well, they're just 2 points.
They've got, that's exactly right. They need another goal. They need another score, but if they can get through to within 2 minutes of the end of the game, Uni, then they're going to have to try and bottle it up and keep possession and all the rest of it. But right now, of course, it's in the NQ front half. We've got less than 4 minutes to play. We've got 3 minutes and 50 to play. And these stoppages are handy for SQ, certainly in retaining their lead, but NQ, it's in their zone. So it's anyone's game, Yoni.
Yeah, well, this is the stuff of dreams. Anything can happen. Didn't go the required journey.
Oh.
Had no prior opportunity. Umpire rightly waved play on, but on the second attempt, that was push in the back. So South Queensland will have possession of the ball. They've got no one inside their forward 50. Doolan is sort of veering back, and the fumble there on the outer side there by Lanyon. And now we've got a virtually an even playing field as we'll see some more changes here for South Queensland.
So the clock ticking down. We've just got a tad over 3 minutes. It's a 2-point ball game in favour of SQ. Can they hold this startling last quarter lead they've managed to prize out of North Queensland's grasp, or will North Queensland be able to get that vital edge as Ugle dives on it? He's been very good all afternoon. They've got an opening up out here on the far side of the ground. Jaden Payne gets it. He's going to drive inside 50. He's got a real opportunity. There's plenty of red and blue, gold. There's plenty of blue. The umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to North Queensland.
Yep.
Again, and it's going to none other than Joel Mitchell as well, Undy, the man that's kicked 2 goals, 5 for the evening, the most potent forward for the evening.
His last 4 shots on goal have all missed, and he's had better looks and missed from here, so
it's no guarantee, but he is only 30 metres out. He's directly in front. He's kicking for a virtual win here. If he can put it through for North Queensland, he leans back and he's popped it through. He's dead-eye dicked it, has Joel Mitchell in a great kick for his 3rd goal this evening. 3 goals, 5 for this evening, and that was probably, be fair to say, the most important of them all. And North Queensland have blown a little bit of a bubble out of South Queensland, 12-12. 84 leading North Queensland 12-8, 80. It's a 4-point ball game, Union. We've got less than a minute and a half to play.
Supporters will be really frustrated about that, but Jackson actually applied the lead, and the defender held the arm back. So now it's all or nothing here from both sides. They look to go back inside the forward 50. Lee with a kick up towards Mackay. Lays a good tackle. 25 metres out from their goal. Left foot kick there. Up and under there from Lanyon. He's worked his backside off in this game. One of the contenders for player of the game. Free kick too high. South Queensland will have a shot on goal to win the game. This will be perhaps the final kick of the game.
Goodness me, Andy.
Danny Craven.
Surely. No, we've had 3 goals decided by free kick tonight, 20-30 out, and we've got another one here to possibly finish the game.
Who's got the ball?
Who's kicking the football here? We need to get...
That's
Alex
Mackay.
It's Mackay. He kicked the first. He's having a shot from point blank, and Alex Mackay has put South Queensland in front at the death. 27 minutes into a 28-minute last quarter term. Alex Mackay has kicked the goal from a free.
And that's going to be the last play. That is, they're not
You
going
would
to
think, Yundy.
Yep.
It's 27-48.
The siren's going to sound. Unless it's not going to happen.
We've got the sirens scheduled to sound at 28 minutes, Yundy.
Yep. Well, South Queensland, who've come from the clouds in the final term with 5 goals to 3 to storm away to a famous victory, Danny Craven. How awesome is that in terms of a great value for entertainment Saturday night football?
Oh, Unity, that's one of the greatest. I've got to say, that's the greatest North Queensland, South Queensland game I've seen, and I've been involved the last 8 to 10 years. That was just a ripping game of football. SQ have won it. But what a lead-changing, exciting finale like you've never seen, Uni. And in the cold on the Bond University coast, what a magnificent moment for South Queensland football and indeed the North Queensland, South Queensland community caper. What a magnificent finish to a game of footy, Uni. You haven't seen anything quite like that before.
We certainly haven't, mate. I'll try that one again.
Just taking photos, ladies and gentlemen. Uni's got me in the box taking photos.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's been 5 years since we've called a game together, and we only get the big ones, mate. But I know you've got to go off for representative duties, mate. I know you need it down for presentation. But if you've got just a quick tip for who might be the best on ground for either side, just your quick opinion before you head down.
Oh, gee, I loved Ugal's game. I loved Tarlington's game. I loved obviously Joel Mitchell was fantastic. Tyron Rainbow were really good. Mish and for the winners, Bo Harris was terrific. Obviously in the finish, Mackay was pretty good all night, and I loved the work of. It was a real team game. I didn't have a lot of standouts, to be honest.
I'm going to go for the winners tonight. I'm going to go for Dylan Reid. Just at a hunch.
Yep.
At a hunch.
Well,
we'll see how we go.
Well, Yandy, you've commentated a lot more times than I have, mate. But good on you, mate. We want to go and celebrate with the boys. Yeah. Really appreciate it, mate. Great to see you again.
So that's the great man, Danny Craven, here tonight, and he's got to go down and do some presentation duties. But let's run through that. That is, we've just seen a remarkable game of football here tonight, and as we've seen a fantastic day. Which is all thanks to Double Take and Bradnam's windows, doors. But, yeah, we'll go through the goal kickers in this incredible contest. For the winners tonight, we had Alex Mackay, Bo Harris, Ned Lanyon, Nick Dennehy, each kicked 2 goals. And the singles to Tom Wishnat, Ryan Doolan, Lockie Davidson and Dylan Reid. While for North Queensland tonight, who dominated up forward. We had Tyrone Rainbird. He kicked 4 goals. John Mitchell kicked 3. Well, we've got singles to Lee Cousins, Tim Higgins, Fitzroy Greenwell, Regan Mish, and Joe Ugle. And Joel Mitchell would perhaps consider himself a little bit frustrated with his efforts in front of the stick tonight, with a game-high effort of 3 goals, 5 off the stick, including one that put his team up in front when it counted the most. Unfortunately, they were to be denied with a big centre clearance that eventually would have the hero kicking a goal there at the death knock in Mackay, who, well, he started the game with the opening clearance, and he had effectively the first kick of the game, and he had the last kick of the game. So that is a nice storyboard finale there for him and his team. It's been a massive day here. I know we've got presentations that we'll bring to you shortly, so this is a good opportunity to go through some of the other games we've had. South Queensland won the women's game 4-6-30 to North Queensland 1-8. That was a wonderful game of football. We've got a couple of other ones as well. We had Queensland and Tasmania go head-to-head earlier. In the women, we had Queensland 11-17, 83 to Tasmania 4-1, 25. 58-point winners there. Tasmania 2013, 133 defeated Queensland 12-15, 87 by 46 points in the earlier game today. And it's been a wonderful festivities of football, and I can't stress enough that the reason why we've been able to do this and do this to the standard that we've been able to do is all thanks to Double Take, who are based out of Coorparoo, who are some of the best developing media operators in the entire country. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to produce 4 quality games of football right across the day. And what they've been able to serve today is a sign of things to come. My name's Yendi. I'm going to sign off. We're going to go to Mitch Simpson at the presentations. We look forward to catching you later.
The 2024 NQSQ men's Intrastate game. Absolutely outstanding footy. The last few years has really shown how good the rivalry between North Queensland and South Queensland has become. And an absolute credit to both programs this year was the result of just a couple of points, a couple of goals late in the game, which is super exciting. So a big credit. How about a big round of applause to all involved today. To assist us in presentations today, I'd like to introduce John Durkin, the North Queensland Ambassador. They'll also call up Danny Craven, the South Queensland Ambassador. Both men have been instrumental across many years now as we head into the 11th year of what is the NQSQ Clash. And again, thanks to both of you for all your work you put into this program. Firstly, our game can't go ahead without our umpire, so I would like to call up Patrick Lally on behalf of the umpiring group to please accept the medals for the representative game. Right under our umpires. Now let's call upon Wes Glass on behalf of North Queensland to come forward and say a few words and present the Ron Davidson medal for best on ground.
It was a pretty tight game in the end, obviously, to Cadzo and the SQ boys. Super effort. I definitely think he stepped up the game this year and took the win. It was sort of one of those games where I thought we sort of had it, but goal kicking then didn't really get us over the line. But super effort. Thanks for AFLQ for putting this on. I reckon it's probably one of the better things that we have for NQ and that sort of thing. So to our boys, super effort. Just meeting each other today and playing like that as a team. Well done. So best player for us goes to Joel Mitchell.
Now, on behalf of our winning group, I'd like to call forward head coach Andrew Cadzo to come forward and say a few words.
Thanks, mate. To North Queensland, every time, I used to play for North Queensland 25 years ago, so it's amazing to see the spirit of North Queensland still going on. Great game last year, one of those funny ones again this time. We were lucky enough to be in front at the end, so fantastic effort. Thank you very much for the game. To the SQ boys, congratulations, great work, you bought in. It's always hard work to get a group together, but you guys bought in, so I'm very, very proud of you. To AFLQ, the umpires, Bond University putting this on, it's really appreciated. It's good footy, it's great to see NQ-SQ rivalry up and alive. It died there for a few years, so it's great to see it back. We also had the best player. It was very hard to pick. We had about 6 or 7, but in the end, our best player was Dylan Reid.
And to make it official, I'll call up Sam Holder, South Queensland's captain, to please accept the 2024 NQSQ Intrastate Match Shield. Congratulations to South Queensland.